by Dell to talk to a Dell Small Business Technology Advisor who can help you find just the right tech. That's 877 by Dell or visit Dell.com/business deals.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Lawmakers are hurling witnesses on Capitol Hill today.
Speeds and solid-state memory. They fucked up the keyboard, and it just was a terrible interface.
Okay.
But I heard they fixed that, and now they're going. So it's going to be like the old good stuff and the new stuff combined, I think. So I'm really happy. I want to get it. It's an i9, and I do a lot of video editing, so and these are great. But
you've been happy with the processing speed and everything.
Oh yeah. Even with this one, which is an i7, but I have a quad i7, so hold on, I have two quads. Yeah. So no, I don't. I have a quad core i7, so that's
still pretty good.
That should be screaming fast.
Now I'm going to have a quad i9 when I get my new one. So because I just need the speed for the video. But I hate this keyboard to a point where I have a remote keyboard I use whenever I can.
Is it like compact and too small?
No, if you feel it, it just doesn't feel good. I mean, that other one they had was so wonderful. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. The keys are just terrible. There's almost no feedback.
It's not broke, right? I've had an iMac forever.
My iMac has not been updated in years. That's an i7. A big 28, whatever the biggest one is, the iMac for my desk. I have, but I really seldom use it.
It's fun. I mean, it's just
I love it.
It's nice to just jump on a desktop every once in a while.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
But the same thing. I've had it for 8 years. It's fine. I don't need to update it. It's fine.
No, they haven't updated in a long time. That one.
Perfect. I need a right-click.
What I like is the across the platforms when everything syncs, so I don't have to move things from one computer to another. And when I enter stuff in my logs or calendars or anything, it just shows up on all of them.
Yeah.
And that's really nice to have.
It's definitely nice for cross. The phone talks to the computer, talks to the
nowadays
they're all the
devices.
same. I love the platforms are all the same. They're all with Apple, and I think you can do. I don't know if Microsoft has that, like so seamless as we do.
They're trying to with that Windows, whatever it is.
Azure or what?
Whatever's on your Surface. What's that?
I just
use
technology.
Gmail.
When I hear people bitch about technology, it has made my life so infinitely better.
Oh my
God Almighty! Everything I do, productivity. It's just like
people think my Amazon, like my whatever it is, my Alexa spying on me. I think it's great. She knows when I'm out of toilet paper, man. Shit shows up at the door. I love it. My kids use those Alexas, and it's the best thing ever. They can just handle it. They ask a question.
I really do, and inevitably when we're around, especially people my age, they're some of these people I can't even be around, but they start talking about, I don't want, and I see, Jesus. I mean, think about your life. When I get most of my work, I get my work done on a commute, on a phone. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. You know what I say. It's the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. I don't know about that because really we don't know about the shows that could be in an alternate universe where somebody stupid is on the radio and everybody smart calls in, and that would be a switch, and everybody's honest, and the show is about finding the honest people and, finding the bad guys, but there are none. So that's the alternate universe version of the Troubleshooter show. We are here seriously to solve problems. We are moving office space. Whenever you move, it's a reflection on your life. Do you ever notice that? It's a reflection on your life. You realize what you need. You realize what you don't need. You realize what you haven't used. You realize what you need to take. So I was looking at older shows. It's amazing to me. The problems pretty much remain the same,
But technology has entered into it as far as problems, hacking, email problems, online purchasing problems. So, in any case, the bottom line is this. I was looking back at all of the people we've helped, and it is amazing to me how many people have called this show. And it's not a brag. I'm saying this as a good thing. It's really all of us together that do this. I am like maybe the captain of the ship where I'm steering this big ship, but I swear to you, I hardly ever solve a problem on my own ever. I mean, I have the people on the referral list. I have other angels, we call them, with
an angel at Hope Depot,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Sears, well, Sears is dead, right? Let's think. But we had one. If we have like a big conglomerate like Comcast, do we have an angel?
We do have an angel at Comcast.
We had an angel at Excel Energy that would get things done in 20 minutes. I mean, this guy, he was wonderful. And even if it wasn't Excel's problem, he at least explained it to us. Excel does not have an angel anymore. In fact, they have purposely, I believe, installed demons on purpose because they are the worst. They went from the best company to deal with to the worst company to deal with. The only other company as bad as Comcast, as in Excel, is, I was going to say Comcast, but not. It's DirecTV. DirecTV. So what companies have you found to be wonderful to deal with? I'd like to know. Because these angels help us solve problems, but they're not necessarily on the phone taking calls. How is your experience? I'd like to know. Now, let me give out some phone numbers. You know, there are days when we can't breathe in between phone calls. Yesterday, the day before. In fact, all week, except for Monday. Was it Monday? Or no, last week, Monday, whatever. It was terrible. And I don't know what it is. I swear I don't know what it is. Some days we cannot breathe in between, and then every once in a while, we get where you can get in any time. So I'm going to give you the numbers, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I want to talk about, in the second half of this show, boys. Boys are facing special challenges. And I thought it was just me when I encountered my honey dealing with her son, and he was a young adolescent when I met him, and now he's in college doing wonderfully. And I thought the struggles were unique. And I thought the way she interacted was unique, and the way he reacted or not reacted, not now, but like this. That is a description of a young man. And I thought maybe it's him, but no. Every mother I saw was going through the same thing. Not dads, mothers. Mothers and sons. I mean this. We have a boy guru, the guy who will give you a roadmap on helping your son to become successful and launch. Now, why do I say sons? You may think, it's a man's world. Why does the sons need help? By the way, young women need help too. But he just happens to specialize in boys, and we are going to get someone who specializes in girls. He also does touch on girls in this book he has, but it's an incredible discussion. So if any of you, and I'm serious now, if you have problem sons, and I don't mean problem like they're getting in trouble, juvenile delinquents, idiots. I mean just this. Or even the really bad kind, whatever, whether it's or it's like, F you, no matter what, he can help. And in fact, if you just listen to just a few minutes of the show, I will guarantee you it will help your situation. Guarantee you. Because I have never seen anyone like it. And what I love about guests like this, he has no agenda. I booked him on the show. I didn't even know he had a book. The book has nothing to do with why I booked him. So, what's happening in your life? Let's talk. And then we'll bring up another topic where we have angels not in the organization, the IRS. We don't have angels at the IRS. We have angels in Larson, which deal with the IRS. But you guys might have angels. Do you have go-to people at the IRS you call every now and then, Steve? Do you have regular people?
Yeah, I've got a few regulars, but then we stumble across an appeals officer here or there that you're like, wow, you actually know your job. That's amazing.
There was a person at the IRS years ago, that a media liaison, Rosemary, who was a wonderful person. She put a face on the IRS, and she got problem solved. Believe it or not, it was the first time I ever had that experience. Rosemary had an untimely death as a middle-aged woman. I think she was only in her 40s. It was terrible. So they asked me to say a few words because I was very close to her at her funeral. So I go to this funeral, and it's flooded with the IRS people and agents and all of this. And then friends and neighbors. She was a wonderful person. I forget her last name, Rosemary, I think. So anyway, I did not realize when they said they wanted me to say a few words, they actually wanted me officiating the funeral because of our I guess we just were good buddies, but I never they were expecting me to stand up there, and I thought a line of people go up and say things. I'd go up and say a couple lines and leave. But they said, okay, are you ready? And I said, excuse me, well, the funeral's about to start, and here's some of the people you can introduce. And I went, huh? That was the very first time I officiated a funeral. Then I was asked to do weddings. I love those. I've actually done, for listeners, 3 weddings. Then I've done for family 2 weddings. And I've done for others, so at friends. So I've actually done 9 weddings officially. Did you know that? That is the coolest thing. So Inman, is that how you pronounce it, or is it Einman?
Einman.
Einman. Okay. What's happening, Einman? How can we help you?
Good morning, Tom.
Hey.
I just wanted to thank you first for everything you do, and I listen to you every day, but today I'm actually calling.
Uh-oh, what's happening?
I'm actually calling on behalf of an organization. It's a nonprofit organization in Lakewood. It's Rocky Mountain Islamic Center. And we hired a plumber from a company called Waterworks.
Well, what you should have done is go to referralist.com. Anyway, so you went to Waterworks. Let's find out what happened.
Yeah, so basically the guy presented a contract. We gave him the contract. He signed the contract. We signed the contract.
What's the contract for? I need to know, what was it for? What is he doing?
So basically for building 4 bathrooms, and he had to dig tunnels, to get all the water.
Whatever. 4 bathrooms, 4 bathrooms, and all of it. He was going to do all of it. And what was the price for the 4 bathrooms? I'm just curious.
17,500, and I believe there's.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So 17,500, 4 bathrooms under contract. Okay, so now let's get right to the problem, sir. What's going on, Einman?
So he's removed all the concrete and everything.
Yeah.
He basically when he got to the bathrooms, he removed the concrete there, and then he stopped showing up, and we kept on calling him and calling him.
Einman, how long ago was the contract signed?
It was October.
Of last year?
Of this year. No, just
okay.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. That puts another face on it. Hold on. We'll get to you. John, I'll come right back to you. I want to take a quick break here to get ready for the next segment, too, when we're talking about some very serious stuff, because right now we're at the end of the year for taxes. John, you have a comment. I ask people to comment on great experiences. Who do you have?
It's about the cable company. You wanted to know which you think is the best cable.
Who do you have?
I have Dish. And
do you love Dish? Do you love Dish?
Yes, I do. They do anything you want.
They seem good. They seem like good people.
They change if you're low on money and you want to change to like the welcome pack and stuff, they'll knock you down to where.
Now you said Dish. Do you also have a cable company in addition to Dish, or is that what you're calling your company?
No, I'm just Dish. I like it because of the DVR. I would get free TV, but I don't like the commercials.
No, listen, I'll tell you what. Dish is a pretty good company. DirecTV is deplorable. But there's an inherent problem with satellite that I'm going to, and they have to figure out what to do about it. Inherent problems that I'm going to tell you about. We'll also go back to Inman, and this will apply to anyone who's done a contract. What the hell do you do when things go south?
If you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy...
Yeah, right.
It's cloudy.
Right. Well, I think Dish is the only one that had a deal with...
There's a problem with the industry I'm going to go over. Yeah. That there's a problem with the industry. It is a terrible problem that no one knows how to address. And they haven't. And I'm surprised it hasn't done terrible things to their bottom line, but apparently not yet.
I can't watch an Avs game. Yeah, saved my life.
And
I got a VPN from China to watch an Avs game.
Maybe the problem hasn't occurred to you yet, but when I tell you, and the reason I don't talk during breaks is because I don't want to repeat thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you know? Okay, guys, I'm going to do a quick spot here. What do you think of when I say Denver trial lawyers? Well, you think of lawyers that go to trial, and you think, wow, is that a good thing? It is. It is if you have a firm representing you for catastrophic injuries. You want the other party to know that these guys are serious because you need to have that threat. If they think, oh, all you're going to do is brag about having a strong leg or a strong appendage on your body, a strong arm, that doesn't mean anything. You can brag all you want. What you need are people with real experience. DenverTrialLawyers.com. Look them up. They've had settlements, judgments, and jury verdicts right now totaling more than $300 million, like $70 million for a birth injury. You need to call them, whether it's a product, a doctor, hospital, therapist, assisted living facilities, nursing homes, whatever it is for catastrophic injuries. DenverTrialLawyers.com, 303-647-4435. 303-647-4435. Okay. So, what am I doing? I'm loading up my commercial.
I think a lot of people are watching the impeachment thing.
I don't think so, but you think so? Maybe.
I would say they just wait for the highlights.
My assistant has got it in her ear because she's like, I want to know exactly what happened. I don't want to hear the highlights, you know? And I was like, all right, you want to waste 6 hours of your life.
That's right. That's right. Sometimes I listen to
I feel like everything would have been known.
I hear it, right? And then I hear, or I listen to a speech, or I listen to a debate, and then I hear the news media. And I ask, were they listening to this?
Yeah.
Is that the same one?
I was like, wait a second.
What I just heard.
Interesting point. Not what I took away from it. Yeah. I appreciate that you wrote the point before the speech,
I don't
kind of
think
thing.
He said, to hell with blacks and minorities. I didn't hear that part.
It's like watching these dudes on the NFL Network when they're saying something that completely didn't happen in the game, but they had written it before, so they got to get it in there, Yeah, you got to take it all with a grain of salt.
Solve your tax problem for good. You may qualify for tax relief that saves you thousands. Nobody knows this program better than Optima Tax Relief. They will fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for your free consultation. Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575. Optima Tax Relief.
I think they're still doing that weird, like, well, start your case for $500 and charge you $1,000 a month until we figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's crazy. They must be just rolling in, unearned fees.
Who am I doing?
Yeah. Nuts. Have Lucas do one of his calls. Have Lucas he does this stuff.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong hour. Good. Thank you for reminding me. You know what I love about Denver? We have the break-in weather. We hardly ever have that nasty, nasty weather that stays. Now that means you have a breath when someone says you need this or you need that. So please, don't wait until you're pressured with below zero temps or snow or wind or ice and you want to do something. Do it when you don't need it. Shop when you don't need it. Fix It 24/7 will give you free second opinions. If you were told you need something, now's the time to get it checked. But here's what's important too. They will do free diagnostics if you get the work done. Here's what I mean. You pay $39 to get someone licensed, insured, and also trained to your home to find a problem, whether it be electric, plumbing, heating, cooling. When they find the problem, they identify it. If you have the work done, they credit you that $39. You pay nothing. Of course, if all you want is a diagnostic, it's $39. And remember, free second opinions. Fix It 24/7, and that's 720-526-3939.
This report is sponsored by Money Tree.
Our stretch of nice weather continues today with a high of 55 with partly cloudy skies. Tonight, there could be some flurries in the northeastern plains, our low 32. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31 weather.
Money Tree's new online and phone home gets you the cash you need when you need it. Loans are available up to $1,000.
That's another thing, though. The other day when they're talking about the temp sweep in the country, the bad winter, they have their theme, right? It wasn't true what they were saying about Denver. It wasn't true at all. I mean, how many times you talk to people who think we're in a frozen wasteland covered with snow, and like, oh my God, I heard you're really getting hammered because the mountains just had a good storm.
Right, they don't equate the two.
Yep, stay right where you are.
People out on the East Coast have no idea, because it continues to snow out there.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If things sound a little amiss, it's because Shannon's at the board. We get the B team because Ugly Ed's gone. Okay, Shannon, I just thought I'd call you out publicly. So if there are any mistakes, they know who to blame. 303-713-TALK. Now listen to this one, okay? Einman signed a contract, 17.5, in October. All right, well, hell, things are going south already. What is the main problem right now, Einman? What work, and now obviously it hasn't been that long, but what work has been accomplished so far?
He basically just removed the concrete. He trenched to the other bathroom we have in the building. So
far, that's where we are. So far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when he got to the area where he needs to build all the 4 bathrooms, he basically seemed to be puzzled. Like he didn't really have.
Does it look now? Are you thinking? You're not thinking you got cheated. You're thinking you may have made a mistake because the guy's in over his head. What are you thinking? I'm not trying to put thoughts in your head, but what are you thinking?
Right. I'm actually trying to find out because we wasted so much time by we have a grand opening basically scheduled for the end of this year on the new year. So
a grand opening for
our organization,
which is what?
Rocky Mountain Islamic Center, basically.
Okay, so you need this for I mean, this is a place of worship where public is coming in. You're going to have a big and this. This is going to be like right down to the wire. When is your grand opening?
It is supposed to be on the 31st of December, basically.
Oh, okay. So hold on now. Let's find out if you have a problem. What does he say when you confront him about it?
He basically, so we had.
I mean, what did he say? Did you say I'm concerned? I need to know that part first.
He basically requested another person who showed up in our meetings, who was also a master plumber, and
why did he request? I don't understand. Why did he request another person? You have to help me.
Yeah, because I don't think he understood exactly the code or what he was supposed to do in order to
Let's just call him, okay? What do you want right now? How much have you paid so far?
We have paid him $8,000.
Okay.
Roughly
$8,000. At least you didn't pay the whole thing, but really you shouldn't have even paid that unless there was stuff delivered or work actually began or had been accomplished. But in any case, hold on. Daff, I hear Einman. He needs to get this job done. He signed a contract. How deep is he? What we should do is find this company and say, are you willing to talk to us about it?
Maybe you guys can just exit. Maybe you're in over your head. Then we find a company for Einman. Or are you going to finish it, and what is your plan to finish it? Meanwhile, Einman, I want the contracts. Deputy Dan, you didn't talk to him and get the contracts, did you, before this?
Nope, I sure didn't.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I referenced an inherent problem with satellite television. Not cable, but specifically satellite. What do you think it is? And I'm not talking about the reception when it snows. I'm not talking about the technology. It's the industry. What would you say it is? You got any ideas, Jack Larson? You're in to say hi today. What do you think? What would be an inherent problem, you think, with satellite television of all kinds?
It has something to do with the satellites and who can actually access them?
No, nothing to do with the actual visual, the technology. It's the operation of the company. Here's what it is. They are all geared, all of them are geared to installation, period. If even their subcontractors, you know these dish agents they have. For example, people can sell DirecTV and Dish that aren't from the corporation. You know that? Do you know what? Yeah. And they get commissions. So they sell systems because they get commissions. You might see these guys with a pickup truck and they have a little dish magnetic thing on their side of their truck and they have some systems in the back and they go install them. Now, I'm not sure how much that's happening anymore or if they've taken it all over, but here's the problem. If you have a problem with a system, I mean a problem, repair and maintenance. You can't find anyone to work on it. If you call Dish or DirecTV, they want to know, oh, are you calling for an upgrade? Did you want to change your package? Do you want to, what do you want? Do you need a new system? Oh, they love those. No, I have a problem. They don't know how to deal with problems. Now, they will tell you they have service, but they put it as their last priority, their absolute last priority. If you call one of these agents, they don't give a damn at all. All they're doing is selling systems. In fact, many of them do not have the knowledge to fix problems. So when you get a satellite system, you're stuck with it, and you very seldom get any maintenance or repairs. That's the inherent problem in the industry. Whereas Comcast, they come and fix things all the time or trace problems or move service or do whatever. Like, for example, if you want to move a satellite from one to another, they don't care. People don't care. Dish and DirecTV don't care. They just aren't set up for it. They want to grow, 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 grow. That's the problem with satellite TV. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Larson tax relief in the House. The absolute deadline for filing was when? With extension after extension. What was the absolute deadline? I know you can file anytime, but I'm talking about
October 15th.
October 15th for tax year 2019.
18 on extension.
18, I'm sorry.
We're in 19 right now. Nobody filed their taxes right now.
You always do it for the year completed prior. Right. So we are doing 2018 taxes. So there are many deadlines, but the first deadline you come across after January 1st is the corporate deadline, right? And that is when? Isn't it a month before? March 15th?
Yeah, that's right.
Then the individual deadline.
April 15th.
And then what? Then what?
Then you got an extension on your corporate.
Till?
September 15th.
And personal till?
October 15th.
So they're always a month apart.
About a month apart, right.
And then it goes until October 15th for both, right? You don't have anything beyond October 15th.
No,
okay.
No. And the key point is an extension to file, not an extension to pay. Some people confuse that.
This is what I do not understand. If it's an extension to file, not to pay, if you owe money and you pay it, why do they care if you file February or March the following year? Why would they penalize you even if you've paid your taxes?
No, if you don't owe anything, let's say you owe $2,000 in a year, you paid before April 15th.
You either paid or you're not owed or you have a refund. And what happens then?
If you file late after you've paid, there's no late filing fee because you didn't owe anything. It's for the guys that owe things. They say, really, I'll just pay my $90,000 in October.
So really tax deadlines are for people who owe money as far as penalties.
Exactly right.
And I have a ridiculous question, but if you did not owe money or had a refund coming, either one, would they ever bother you to file?
If you don't owe money, then typically, there's
and
not
you
going
keep
to file a
extending
return
year
on your
after
behalf.
year. I'm serious. Let's say you got 2005, 2006, well, let's say 18. So you have 2008. You haven't filed in 15. You extended it, but you paid. 2016, you extended. You paid. 2007. I mean, really, could you theoretically do that without penalty?
It would eventually. The IRS is going to want to see a return if you owe taxes. So they're just going to have a bunch of credits on their system for
what will they
thousands
do
of dollars.
if you don't show them?
They will file a return for you, and they will throw the book at you, and you will end up owing money because you will have no deductions, no credits, and then eventually they're going to get a notice that says you owe $100,000.
How do they do a return for you?
They'll base it upon whatever information they have on their system: 1099s, W-2s, anything that's filed with the IRS.
How far off are they?
Oh, hundreds of thousands of dollars off. Typically, they don't give you any deductions, and so you're just going to get hit with whatever.
Is it ever in the taxpayer's ever where a taxpayer is better off when they filed and you leave it?
Oh, leave a substituted return or something.
A substitute return. Are substitute returns ever in favor of the taxpayer?
Very rarely, and the only time that I would ever say that you leave a sub is if it's coming up on a collection statute. So the IRS has about 10 years to collect from the date of an assessment, and that would be that substituted return. If we're like 9 years in, and I can, buy time for a year for that just to go away, I will have them keep that return on file, because if they file the original return, it restarts the statute, and then they can collect another 10 years.
Wow. So there is nothing they can do
Intellectual
after 10
tap
years.
dancing is what we do.
After 10 years, there's nothing they can do.
That's right.
I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Network.
Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplan.
Guys that are like under the table, like cash under the table.
Patty or Lisa, if they want to come on for their spot, not on for their spot, but if they have anything special they want to do for the holidays, they have a spot.
Guys, I didn't want to say it, but it's like, if you don't have any 1099s or W-2s,
don't say
just walk
Can you hear me in there?
You'll see some delays on the north end of town, southbound I-25, just south of 100.
Can you set your level up a little, bro?
The 112th bridge on that stretch, so pack your patience.
What? I know you can, because Ugly Ed doesn't sound like you. That's good. Now you drown out the other. I do.
Just south of Park Avenue. Later on today with a high near 58. Right now mostly cloudy, breezy, and 55. And Patty and Lisa are... I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K-How.
Gearing up for the holiday season. Weather like snow removal. LaborWorks has the people you need when you need them. LaborWorks.com. That's LaborWorks.com.
Okay, American Restoration 24/7 could be the most valuable number you write down. Why? If you have a fire, a flood, a storm, if you discover black toxic mold, or you think it is, or chemical contaminations, toxins, asbestos, meth, lead, here's the deal. There are too many rip-offs to go through in this industry when it comes to this, so I want you just to remember American Restoration 24/7. I'm telling you, they will do the job honestly, ethically, and quickly. It's 833-7AM-REST.
Indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than outdoor
Cindy
air.
did have a car
Hard to
accident.
believe, right? And if you suffer from
Okay.
allergies or
September
asthma,
26th, broke her arm, shattered her shoulder, 10 pins, massive plate.
Shame on you! You didn't send her flowers!
It's
God!
been 2 months since I talked to her, I guess.
Yikes. Thought she just forgot about you.
Yeah.
And I sent her flowers.
Good people.
Did you talk to her directly?
Yeah, she just texted me, said that.
Okay. I just can't believe this. But of course, she's not like there every day and an employee. She's your agent, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I will make sure I personally message you when I'm in the hospital.
I expect a gift.
Plus, right now, when
Just to
you
let
visit
you know.
molekill.com, spelled MOLEKULE, you'll save
Yeah, you just
10%
never know.
promo code.
You know those
promo code
donations you make to organizations in someone's name? I don't want one of those.
Yeah.
Like the Human Fund. God.
That's what you should send her along with the flowers and a donation.
God, that was great. He made up his own, so he didn't have to give a gift. Yep. The human fund. Now, George is the only one that did that, right?
Yeah.
Not Newman, but crazy. What's his name? God damn, I can't think of it. Kramer didn't do it, did he? I mean, he didn't follow along.
Sounds like something he would do.
I know. That's what I was saying.
In the Denver metro area, they also give discounts to single-income families, seniors, and military. From clock drains to sewer line replacement, Master Rooter Plumbing. 24/7 emergency service, 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406. Art of Credit for your credit. If you are looking for a deal, and I mean a deal, you're going to find...
Yeah, Mark and Suzanne have been gone for 2 weeks.
A little longer if you consider.
Did he put his RV on a boat to get it out there so that he could?
You know, they do have, by the way, there are vacations that we took. Did you know there are vacations where you go on a ferry with or on a ship with your RV?
I know you can go to Alaska on those, like Alaska Marine Highways or whatever.
And that's all it's for. I mean, like regular people aren't on that. It's only people
with RVs.
And you stay on your RVs, I believe.
So it's as if you're in a RV lot on a boat.
I don't know how it works, but
it's like a shipping container.
No,
instead of shipping containers,
Dan, I think you stay on it. There's hookups. Now, if that's true, because you couldn't start up the generator. People would die.
Yeah. You got the on and
I was
out.
on the phone, and he said something about Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa.
Colorado Tinnitus has a spot coming up.
Oh.
Now, I'm just wondering.
Oh, if I could get a hold of them.
Do they want anything special? I mean, it's Christmas time. Are they doing anything special, or would they like to come on and talk?
Okay.
You know, that's right. I just want to know. TMS. Okay, now I gotta go to this. I gotta stay focused. My God. Jeez, now I stay focused. Okay, there. Now, I don't do any spots right now.
DispatchHealth.com is how quality medical care makes a house call. That's DispatchHealth.com.
Sheridan Auto Tech, a shop I know and trust, and I send people to them all the time. Kevin Calkin is the owner, and I jokingly call him Uncle Kevin because he treats his people like family. He has thousands and thousands of satisfied customers. He really prides himself over the last 20 years on return business, honesty, value, experience, knowledge, convenience, all of that. 2 locations in Lakewood and in Aurora. You can find out more on the website, SheridanAutoTech.com. But everything you need in a facility, 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
Verse Talk Station, online at khout.com.
Hey, you thought I forgot, but I didn't.
This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. So remember that name, RealCBDThatWorks.com, because you have to go through so much garbage. There are so many people selling. You find it now, of course, in Whole Foods, and you find it all over, like Target and Walgreens. If you want a lab that is pharmaceutical grade and accuracy in dosing to a point where there's 0 THC, will never show up in your drug test ever, and not that it should. And even the one with THC, they keep it to 0.3% as the law prescribes. All of the products work wonderfully. RealCBDThatWorks.com. And Panacea is the name of the lab in Golden. So we have a question for Larson, and this is Yvonne. And then Einman, we haven't forgotten. We're trying to get a hold of this plumber. Einman, Yvonne, what's going on?
Well, I have a question for your tax guy. I am going to be filing again, of course, next year. However, we've used a tax preparer that we have for the last, I believe it's 3 years. My question is with our investment properties and with everything else, we ended up taking the standard deduction because we filed jointly, my husband and I, with our investment properties and all our deductions. It didn't equal to the standard deduction. Our tax preparer took the standard deduction. So our cost.
Do you know what she's saying there on that? Just explain that to everyone listening, because I think that people assume everyone's going to understand. Go ahead.
So with the recent change in the tax code, everybody has a standard deduction that
which is pretty hefty.
It is like $25,000 for a couple.
So therefore,
so basically, you can take all your itemized deductions, which would be everything like your charitable contributions, everything that your mortgage expense and things like that nature. If it doesn't equal $25,000, then you'll just take the standard because it's gonna be to your favor.
Okay. And in your case, what did you take?
So we ended up taking the standard deduction
right.
after all our investment properties and whatnot and our deductions.
Yeah.
It was
right.
We took the standard deduction. So is there any benefit for me to use my tax preparer, even though we have a relationship for the last 3 years, of me rather than just using him and paying $490? I'm assuming that's what it's going to be next year.
That's not a lot of money, but for that.
Well, it's not a lot of money.
For that, I mean. I don't mean for you. I mean for that, yeah.
I understand that. But if I'm taking the standard deduction, is there any benefit for me using him again rather than just filing on my own and taking the standard deduction? Because I don't see it increasing next year.
In other words, if that's all you're doing, do you need a preparer? Are there other things people can do, Jack?
You would talk about investment properties. Are you depreciating these, and do you have the depreciation schedule?
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you think on that? Does that change things for you?
You know, if you're comfortable with the depreciation schedule and how it's happening, I think you probably could file it on your own.
Especially now with the software. See, when you say file on your own, I'm assuming you wouldn't mind using a TurboTax or something similar.
Well, yes, something that's that's fairly inexpensive.
Right.
I mean, we're looking at maybe $100 or whatever it may be versus $490.
Okay, so that is probably okay. Really, here's what we can say. We can't tell you what to do and if you should do it, but we can tell you what to look out for. What are the red flags when someone does it their own and they have investment property?
I have investment properties, and I actually, and I'm a tax attorney, and I pay somebody to do my tax.
Okay.
Just because I know what I don't know, and it costs me a lot more than $400 if I make a mistake.
Okay, but in their case, they have everything under control. It's been the same every year, standard deduction, and the depreciation schedule is already laid out, right, guys?
I mean, if you're confident that there's nothing else out there that you're not aware of, then...
The only thing would be excessive expenses. Are the expenses going to be pretty much the same as they were?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what I would say. If you get, let's put it this way, if you get creative, that is when you would need someone. 303-713-TALK. Of all the people that come to you guys, what would be the percentage of your customer base that got into trouble with a preparer as opposed to themselves? I'm not talking about non-filers, but I'm talking about the ones who filed.
One of our biggest clients is typically a business owner, contractor, someone who's really good at the work. Who did it their own? Yeah, well, they're good at the work, but they're not good at the books. And so they have, I don't know, their ex-wife handle their books or some CPA they're not.
But those who had professional preparers, do they tend to have less problems?
They do.
Okay.
But there are professional preparers that are, obviously negligent. And those are the ones, unfortunately, that have the biggest problems because they are not paying attention. And they've got the business owner puts all the, confidence in this professional that is either embezzling or improperly doing their job, and then there's a bigger mess to clean up, as you can imagine.
303-713-TALK. Linda, I have not forgotten about you. I promise you you're next. Daft, did you get a hold of that plumbing company?
I had to leave a message. I gave them the backline number, and hopefully they will be calling.
All right, so let's take Inman's number, and let's figure it out. And he's talking about a plumbing company called Waterworks. Is that what we hear? Okay.
Yes, Waterworks.
We will, Inman, we're working on, or Inman, I'm sorry, we're working on this.
I always have someone file my taxes. Just, I don't want to be answering the questions.
Yeah, I've never been interested.
A couple of highway crashes to watch out for. Got a wreck being reported northbound I-25 at 104th. That's already in that construction area as it is. Seeing backups on 84th at this time, so just watch out for delays on north end of town. Got a crash downtown, southbound I-25 and 8th Avenue, backing up to I-70. Watch out for delays there. Off highway, got a crash Park Avenue and we wanted to watch out for. Rest of the drive across town in normal shape. The weather forecast going to be sunny later on today with a high near 58. Tonight, mostly clear overnight, a low 28. Right now, cloudy, breezy, and 55. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K-How.
With an Allstate agent, you get a local expert and help finding the best coverage for you. And because they live in your community, you can always count on them to be there when you need them most. Plus, when you bundle home and auto, you can save. So call your local Allstate agent today. Are you in good hands?
Did you know that you do not have to hire multiple contractors?
When am I doing Centeno, brother?
In order to get that brand new gorgeous bathroom. Really? Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Like Bathrooms.
Do I have Centeno coming up? I'm sorry, Shannon. I know you're busy, but I...
No, I screwed something up. Hey, so Centeno and 35.
Thank you.
Right at your fingertips. Our design portfolio will not only appeal to your particular taste, but will also allow for a turnkey, worry-free project completed on time.
Dano, you tired?
No, I'm just like,
You need a CBD.
I do. I do.
What's that?
I said our dealer.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement wooden doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunaway. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
Okay, you want relief from pain. Well, you heard me talk about CBD. That is for really just covering up the pain, okay? It doesn't cure anything. But if you need something to restore your joints, your muscles, your tendons, did you know that stem cell therapy has been successful in some of those injuries or the deterioration of your joints or other things? And of course, in some cases, it's not successful. But the only people I trust who have the vast experience to know the difference is Centeno Schultz. Dr. Chris Centeno actually began human stem cell therapy years ago, the first clinic in America. Here's what I want to tell you about Centeno Schultz. Okay, they are using true living stem cells, something you very seldom get anywhere else. And the other thing about them, when stem cells are not indicated, they have other therapies like PRP or similar regenerative therapies. Of course, if you need surgery, they'll tell you that. 303-963. 9202, 303-963-9202. The experts. AvoidSurgeryToday.com. AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
Rates continue to drop.
Are you having big problems?
Are you still waiting? Take it. Interest Mortgage, where all of our loans come with low.
As I always point out, as I drive in, I see that sign that says iHeart Radio, and it doesn't say Lockheed Martin. I know instantly where I am and who I work with. Just right away, it's obvious.
Oh, have you tried to get a loan and the trees just like another number? Transferred from one person to another?
We can't find
Vague
this place
answers?
ever.
Feel like no one
How much
is
time do I
listening?
have?
Take aim, where what you want matters. Respect and straight answers.
I'm
and
gonna
all
take-
with the same
I don't
person
care
from
if
start
I
to finish.
make it
Call
or not.
720-895-0505.
I'll take over for you, Tom.
We're the home of one of the fastest growing loans in
Tom's
the
not here,
world,
this is
the
Steve.
asset
That's right.
manager.
This is the way she
Cheaper
does
loan than any other. Why?
You got problems, I got answers.
There you go.
Call me about
the
evening.
right ones, but I got
Jack of all, master of none.
Find out why it could work for you. Affordable Interest Mortgage. Call 720-895-0505.
So is it $25,000 for a married deduction, 12.5 for a single?
I think it's 24. I think it's 12 to 12 or 12.5,
in that range.
6.5.
It's a lot. I mean, you'd have to have a lot of deductions to get there.
It takes a lot to
That's
get to 25.
Just look for the big orange and blue building. You can't miss it. We have Denver's best deals on kitchen cabinets, bathroom
Mortgage,
cabinets, and
charitable
countertops.
deductions, legal and medical, all the itemized deductions. So you'll itemize, like you'll buy TurboTax. You'll put an hour's worth of work in itemizing all this stuff, and it's like, 24 or whatever, you know. And you're like, great, well, at least I guess I know, you know. But we were talking, like, if you've got investment property and you've got depreciation schedules and you're writing off your, essentially your AGI, you're deducting your expenses on a Schedule C, then it makes more sense to have a CPA do that.
And I treat pain with Salon Pause. Before you take anything for a back or joint pain, I recommend applying topical pain relievers first, like Salon Pause lidocaine patch. Salon Pause.
I don't know why some of them get to be so loud.
The previous.
So is depreciation not considered a deduction then?
Well, so it all comes off of a Schedule C. So if you think about the Schedule C is basically your income and your expenses from a separate. Well, Schedule E would be the real estate type of thing. But essentially, you're taking the income from that and you're deducting from that the allowable expenses, and then that bumps into your adjusted gross income. And so those deductions are independent of your standard deduction on your income tax form. So you kind of want a CPA to be like, okay, yeah, you can't take your 80% house, office deduction over here that reduces your AGI. So it's beyond just the standard deductions because you're working on these different forms. So that's what I was kind of saying, like, look, that's what I face someone because, I've got the rental property, I got several different businesses. I need somebody to make sure that my reductions on my businesses and on my real estate are actually legitimate, because then it's going to affect that AGI, and then they pull my standard out of that. So it's just a little bit more complicated if you got more balls in the air.
And wouldn't you think a lot of people are shifting expenses year to year too now? A lot more than you used to.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino. In addition to, we have the boy expert, child expert, teenage, or young kids. It doesn't matter how old. It's a really important segment coming up. We also have a career academy, which differs pretty much from a regular high school. What the hell is a career academy? I think it's a great idea. It's a really good idea, Linda. So, Linda, let's talk about. Are you calling about forwarding mail, like when you move or something different?
Forwarding when we winter in a different state.
And what's the problem with it?
We don't get it.
Ever. I mean, they don't get it right at all.
Well, it takes a lot. Like I've called the Postal Service number on the form that we receive. We get the letter that says our change of address has been confirmed.
Gotcha.
And it gives you a confirmation code.
Yes.
And then it gives you a phone number to call if this isn't right or if you're having problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I've called that number 3 times, and the first 2 times.
Well, I don't need to know each time.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what I need to know.
Yeah.
Here's what I need to know. If you forward your mail from Denver to where? Where do you winter?
Nevada.
If you forward it to Nevada, what percentage of the time will you get mail, or do you never get mail once you forward?
Well, at this point, we've received 2 items, and it was supposed to have started on October 24th.
It's obviously not working right. What is the response you get when you complain?
That they will take care of it. The first time she said, we'll hear from somebody in 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
I heard from somebody who said
like
that
I said, Linda, each and every time, it's complete misery, and I identify with exactly what you're saying. But going over each one doesn't matter. I just need to know about how many times it was successful. Do they ever give you a reason for this?
No.
Oh, my God, how frustrating. Now, when you come back, do you have a problem?
No.
Okay. So you don't have a problem receiving your mail where you are. By the way, I don't know anyone who depends on mail anymore. Very, very few things actually go through mail. But one of the suggestions I was going to have is to try to do as many emails as possible when it comes to any kind of service. Almost every service nowadays, almost every service will opt mail. But of course, you want to know, what am I getting? And I don't blame you. So there's another option. There are private services. You may not want to do it, but there are private services where, but then again, here's the problem. Guess what the problem is? The problem is you got to get your mail to that to that private service, and it sounds like they just have a problem forwarding mail. What is the zip code of your particular post office?
It's 80110. It's Inglewood, and other people have had issues also. A friend of mine has had issues, not this particular issue.
Gosh. I mean,
and when
Daph, what were you going to say?
Tom, speaking of angels, I have a really great USPS angel.
Somebody at the post office.
Yep,
now,
I do.
Years ago, there was a guy named Scott. It's not him, right? Okay.
No, it's David.
David. And do you think David would look into this for us?
Yes, he has taken care of so many issues.
Okay, Linda, what were you going to say?
Oh, well, I just said when we travel quite a bit, so we have our mail held also.
Yes.
And we've had issues with that also.
Golly.
So what I do, when we fill out either the hold form or the the change of address forwarding. I go to the post office, I ask for the supervisor, I talk to the supervisor, and she goes and checks, and she said, oh yes, we have a paper, over your box or whatever it is,
Yeah.
back
So,
here
yeah.
that indicates that it will be.
It doesn't matter what you're told, Linda. What difference does it make if
Right.
they don't do it? They don't do it.
Well,
Here's the thing. It's not rocket science. I would like to know, first of all, I want to give you to our angel at the post office. And Daphne, for the heck of it, if they ever find out a reason, I'd like to know. I mean, do you ever wonder about stuff like that? Problems arise, and then you wonder, okay, why? I mean, they might fix it even. One of the biggest frustrations is when that happens with school. You complain about something, and they say it was taken care of, and you say, how did you deal with it? Well, privacy, we can't tell you. But I'm the one who complained about the little bully bastard. What's going on with him? Well, can't tell you. I mean, this happens with schools. Okay, so speaking of schools, we are talking about schools coming up, and we're also going to talk about boys and the challenges, but that's coming up later. I'm Tom Martino. We have tax questions as well. Stick around. I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans.
I might run downstairs right now. I have time, right? Yeah, I'm going to run down and get coffee. I might go out to Starbucks.
Grubhub.
You're on board again.
All right. I can take over right here. Like I said, jack of all, master of none.
Drop off an app while you're there.
Debt, and then they can tell you how to pay off that portion of the principal faster. They also have credit optimization, where they can help you tweak your credit. It just takes a few hours to get you even better pricing. Or they have the rate guarantee. So
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Even further, they will refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years.
Almond milk latte with a just a sprinkle of cinnamon.
Or buying, and check out their pre-approval. If you're buying, it's like a cash offer. Yes, you're
Fairly slow today.
not pre-qualified.
Fairly slow today on my end. That might just be the internet.
No, because Google's up.
Yeah, Google's up.
Closing in 3 weeks or less.
I'll take it.
This is Denver's
Crazy.
top
Maybe he turns it up. I think he turns
He's
it up
like
first.
turns it up and leaves.
I want everybody to hear it. I wonder if his earpiece is low or something.
I don't know if Shannon does it in there, but it goes from commercial to commercial.
It's like the old TVs used to be.
And you guys know that we're on
Oh yeah.
Facebook and
Yeah.
I'm sure they hate it and stuff to hear all the loud stuff in the back.
Oh yeah, I can't hear it. He's blowing them out.
What we will witness today is a televised theatrical performance. The hearings to
You know, it's kind of funny on that when Pelosi said it's a very sad day for us. We do hate doing this. Come on.
We did it.
That's what I'm sure
we finally got it. The sad day is that it's not. It doesn't have any real teeth. You know.
Less than anything.
Because it's not going to happen in the Senate. It's just a majority in the House, but it's 2/3 in the Senate.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all. The effect of it is nothing. Literally nothing. So, that's fun.
So it goes in the history books.
Well, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it fourth?
So Andrew Johnson, Richard Nixon.
No, he never got impeached.
No, nobody's been impeached.
Well, he didn't even go through a hearing.
Nixon didn't even go through the hearing.
He left.
He retired
but they started.
I thought he went afterwards.
No,
Okay.
They started the impeachment hearings, and he's like, "Peace out."
Okay.
I
am not a crook.
Peace out.
That is the most famous. I am not a crook.
Oh, for sure.
Everything was good.
Roger Stone.
Okay, I didn't realize he went through that.
Yeah, so only 3 then.
So
I think this is the fourth. I heard on the news this
morning. One other
No,
one.
who would it be? Would it be
So Clinton, Nixon, I guess they started it.
Andrew Johnson was the very first
Johnson.
one.
So yeah, I don't think there's a.
What Johnson do?
He was running after the. I think he was trying to put in all the stuff that Lincoln did. You know, and they didn't like he was.
I thought he was violating the Constitution or something. Yeah.
Zachary Keesh, ABC News.
I don't think he did anything. To tell you the truth.
It's Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton.
So it'd be the third. Because
It's
they never
only that
got.
they
Yeah,
started
they never
with
got
Nixon.
to Nixon because he bailed. Yeah.
You seen the writing on the wall? I wonder if that would have went through.
The tapes were really damning for him.
Yeah.
When he's like, yeah, rob the place, you know.
Rob it. Make it look like a burglary.
do that illegal thing, you know. Like, wait a second, that was illegal that you said to do. A little bit different this situation, obviously.
But I still on the tapes. I heard that's why they don't tape stuff anymore.
Everything's taped in the White House.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Then why they say they do transcripts?
Well, they have transcripts off the tape, so they can redact anything that's not, that's national security or whatever. Yeah. So there is a tape of everything.
Okay, but you know the FBI doesn't use tapes.
Yeah, where's mine?
But isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to get it right?
Well, yeah, especially if they're having calls with international dignitaries and things, you want to make sure that that's understood, right?
Yeah.
I think for the most part, but yeah, no, everything out of the White House is taped.
Okay.
I mean, he had like a bunch of, he had like 5 dudes listening on the call or something. It wasn't like it was like a secret.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, right out in the open, man. Just come on, baby.
Hello.
Come on. What do you say? You could shoot somebody on the street and he still get elected? Yeah, he doesn't care. And it's probably true.
I think he does. I tell you, this has got to weigh on him.
Well, that too. Well, I was telling Jack, the only effect that this will have is that next time he's getting ready to do something stupid, he might like actually think twice about it. He'll do it, but he'll think twice, like, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass for me before I ask this dignitary to go, pull the rug out from under Elizabeth Warren or whatever. Who knows,
Right. What he should have, instead of 5 people listening, is one guy in the back tapping him on the shoulder.
Well, that's what he had Rudy over there doing, and I guess Rudy wasn't doing good enough job.
Oh, he was.
And so he had to make the phone call himself, because Rudy was over there trying to get that done, right? So yeah, he got impatient. That was the problem. He got impatient. I'm sure if he just let Rudy continue, then Manafort and Rudy'd be in jail, and Donald would be clear and free, man. All his buddies are in jail. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's entertaining. I mean,
it is entertaining.
I'll tell you, and that's why, but the actual effect politically is legitimately nothing.
I tell you, I think somebody got screwed is that plane.
Yeah.
He lost his house and everything.
Yeah, but wasn't he lying to
well,
the
but his
FBI?
lie was, he ended up saying that, so because they said if you don't do this, we're going to go after your son.
Right. So.
And that should all come out.
Yeah, you kind of swimming in the mucky waters, who knows where it's going to end up.
It's pretty scary though if they say that. And I thought that's what they said, is that you guys don't even need a lawyer. You don't even need a lawyer. Just come on top of it.
Right. First mistake, right?
Yeah. Dan, who you been playing?
I've been told that before.
Yeah, right.
Handball or racquetball? League, and then I played with Ross last week.
You're in a league, huh?
It's
Old Fart League is called.
Well, it's not old fart. It's a low league.
Yeah.
Is there,
old farts are the best.
Do they
at
have
racquetball,
different
ages?
Yeah. Do they go by skill level or ages?
Skill level.
I think that's best rather than ages.
Oh yeah, because you got
some of these heavy
dudes,
guys,
they can rip it.
Game.
You don't have to run very far,
One thing, man, that some of these old fuckers, well, I don't know what am I talking about, but some of these guys, man, that used to get on the court when I was younger, it was a fucking amazing late 60s and 70s with tennis. And then I realized it had nothing to do with how fast they react. They could place that ball in such a way they have you running all over the place. And it's almost like...
It's like playing golf with a senior.
They are so good, they know how to keep you running. And you think to yourself, wait a minute, I wonder if I kept him running if he could do it. Now they can, to an extent, but that's what makes those guys good.
Yeah.
As far as golf, it's all patience, man.
Oh man,
it's
slow and steady
shot.
You could score a 90 every course in the world with a 5-iron and a pitching wedge. Just one, two, three, 4, 5. But everybody wants to rip the deep ball,
Just can't. I can't.
That's a good play. That's good.
Yeah.
Like 3 clubs.
That's all you need: putter, 5-iron, and a pitching wedge. Just like prevent yourself from making a mistake.
Consistently good golfer.
I have to tell you guys, I typed in my angel list.
Hey, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. I want to tell you how to be relieved of pain, as far as pain or anxiety, or if you need some sleep. There's different formulations. RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. So, we are here to talk about anything troubling you. We have wide open lines. You can get right through. 303-713-TALK. I even mean I'll interrupt my conversation if you call in. So if I start a conversation, don't think, oh, I better not call in now. I'll be on hold forever. You can get right through it. 303-713-TALK. Now, some things coming up, and I'm a real bugaboo on my show about stuff I believe in, obviously. You know, you're never going to have something on this show that I think is a pile of crap, unless I tell you, hey, let's talk about this pile of crap. But when it comes to schools, I've often wondered, I don't think they prepare kids for actual careers. In fact, sometimes I think they're a disincentive. I remember one time a teacher talking about a billionaire. Not a particular billionaire, but this billionaire opened up a refuge and blah, 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 talking about something. But it has nothing to do with politics or anything. But this person said, now this billionaire opened up a wildlife refuge. Isn't it wonderful to have that kind of money? Wouldn't it be nice? Ha, ha, ha. What she did right then, and I'm not saying, by the way, you should make your kids materialistic, money-grubbing kids, but what she did with that one little comment and that feeling and that, what did she do? When she, wouldn't that be nice? What did she do that? What do you think she did? Jack Larson, Steve Sizik are from Larson Tax Relief. They just stopped in to say hi. They say, hey, man, we're here for tax stuff. Don't get me involved in your crap. Dano, what do you think that teacher did when she made that little flippant comment and just rolled her eyes?
I don't know.
She made it an unrealistic goal.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
She truly did. It's like if there was a unicorn, I wish I had a pet unicorn. Because she just by that. Now, I'm not, as I said, I'm not saying you should tell all kids they should strive to be this or that or the other thing, but you should never make things so flippant and so out of the ordinary that they're unattainable. And that's just an example. But then schools never teach kids how to balance a checkbook or be in real life. Now, maybe some courses here and there, but as a rule, when a kid gets out of high school, he doesn't know much. We're going to be talking about career academies and stuff. Who's this caller I should take, Daff? I don't see it on the call screener. Okay, there he is. Joseph. Oh, okay. Oops, that's my fault. Hold on one sec. Joseph, go ahead. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, Tom, long-time listener.
Thank you.
And you helped me out quite a few times in the past.
Thanks.
I keep hearing you talk about the if I say it right, CBD, oil for pain management.
CBD, it's Charlie Bravo Delta, CBD.
Would that, my question is, because I'm a disabled veteran, a Marine, my neck's been surgically repaired, so has my back. Both of them been broken overseas from an IED, and I got bad neuropathy throughout my body. Would that show on a piss test, I guess to say?
Well, okay, first and foremost, there's two different kinds, okay? There's the full spectrum with THC, and then there is a zero THC or THC free. Now, what I can say about Panacea Life Sciences in Golden that I cannot guarantee anywhere else, they have a pharmaceutical lab. When they say zero CBD, they test blood in-house on purpose, and they have never, on any kind of an extensive blood test, ever had any THC show up, ever. Now, when it comes to the 0.3% CBD, even some tests that aren't that good don't even pick that up. But most of the time, here's what I tell people. If THC is a problem, even if it doesn't make you high, if there's not enough to make you high, you'd have to eat too many bottles. You couldn't even fit them. So you're not going to get high. However, if it's a problem, don't go with the full spectrum because it will show up in a good blood test.
Okay, that's great information. I appreciate that because I'm tired of the VA just giving me more pain meds. And
oh my God! Hey, Joseph, how long have you been on pain meds?
Since August of 2011.
And what are you up to now in milligrams?
That I'm not sure because they've given me Variety, Valium, oxycodone, and other different types of pain meds.
Now, Joseph, you know, pain management, as they call it, is not really pain management. It's addiction management, and there is no management for addiction. Now, I'm not saying you don't need them. Oh, don't ever hear me say that. You probably need them more than anyone. But the problem with pain pills is that they actually they don't dull. They actually heighten your pain receptors. See, when a pain receptor is dulled, it looks for any reason to be sensitized because it starts tweaking. It starts getting, and then that's why you need more pain pills and you build a tolerance. That's one of the reasons. And your opiate receptors in your brain need more, and you keep giving it more. But your body has a limit that some point you simply keep taking more and more and more until your heart stops or you stop breathing. But what a pain management doctor is supposed to do is keep you at tolerance levels that won't stop your heart or your breathing. And then every once in a while, bring you down and then start you back up again if they're really doing their job right. But most of the time, people will creep up to a point where it's just not working anymore. That's why you have the Valium. Some people go on antidepressants, all kinds of stuff. And it's just not good for you. Eventually, it's just not going to work. Now, in your particular case, CBD might be the ticket, but I'm not telling you to get off meds or do anything. I don't even know how you would tell if it's working, though, if you're on all the other stuff. That's what I'm asking. How would you know, Joe?
I stopped taking the other stuff, to be honest with you, because I got sick and tired of drooling on myself.
How did you withdraw? How did you withdraw from all those opiates?
I just stopped taking them, to be honest with you.
Hold on. You didn't get sweats or rapid heartbeats, or you didn't feel agitated? Nothing.
February of last year, I ended up, the VA doesn't know why, I ended up having a minor heart attack, and I'm only 31, so I'm very young to have one. And they don't know why I had it.
Was that after you stopped?
Yes.
Is it possible you're just the stress did it? That could have been. I mean, did any doctors at VA mention that?
No. They didn't really look into it, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been getting hodgepodge of different medications.
So right now, what are you doing for pain? What are you doing for pain?
Nothing, to be honest with you. I can't even, I'm waking up 9 to 10 times a night because
what do you do?
I'm in so much pain.
And why did you ask about THC?
I've heard you talk about it quite a few times, and I've done some research.
But why did you ask about blood tests? Are you subjected to blood tests for any reason?
The VA, once you reach a certain disability rating with the VA, they will start doing random drug tests on you. And with THC, that's a big no-no with them when you have PTSD. So they...
Which is weird.
Messing with your benefits.
Joseph, that's weird since Full Spectrum has been known to help people with PTSD. That is so strange. And they're telling you that you can't have any THC. In other words, if you wanted medical marijuana, that they wouldn't let you?
Yes.
Well, they would not let you.
They would not.
What would happen? What would be the consequence for medical marijuana? I'm not suggesting you do it. I'm asking, what would be the consequence?
It starts messing with your benefits in your claims. So if you have a rating for a certain thing, they'll start pointing at it saying, oh, it's a cause of you taking this. It's not from
you can't get permission. Connection. You can't get permission to take even full spectrum CBD.
I've asked my doctor about it, and he just kind of brushed it off.
There are a lot of vets, though, that do medical marijuana before CBD came along. How are they doing it, or are they not on disability?
I don't think the ones that do use it, I know they are not on. I can't speak about all the others. But
okay. Then here's what I would do. If I were you, I would do the zero THC. It will never show up. And I would try it. So here's what I'm going to do for you, though, because you gave so much of your life and your limbs and your body, I'm going to give you a good supply of those and let you see if they work, okay? So you need to give us a name, a full name, and address and phone number. Daphne, I want to arrange with Panacea Life Sciences to get him. I'll take care of that part of it, but I want to get him some CBD products without THC. And I'd also like to talk to your VA angel, Daph, or someone who might know about THC. Man, the THC product would work even better for you, and I would love for you to take that, but I don't want you to get in trouble. So I need to talk to someone at VA. I don't know why they wouldn't allow veterans with PTSD to smoke pot or take CBD or whatever the hell they want. Why would they mess with you? Yet they would give you pain. You know what's funny, Joseph? They'd load you up with pain meds, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Dude. Is this world ass backwards or what?
Totally.
And Tom, there's another VA. My VA angel is top notch.
Okay. Now, Mark has a hit and run. This is important. We're going to talk to our auto accident specialist as well on that. Then Tim wants to talk about, Tim, I have tons of information for you. Unless you're telling us which one is best. If you're asking which one, man, do I have good news for you.
Rates continue to drop. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want. But man, is it a good one?
I want you to research ahead of time. That really is crazy. The guy's got
shit. Now the deals come out on Frontier when we already made our travel plans for Thanksgiving.
Where are you going?
We're just going to California to be with her sister is always along. But here's the deal, though. We did something that we thought would be smart. I'm not sure if it is, and that is we're flying on Thanksgiving.
That's probably the least traveled day.
Yeah. We're going out in the morning.
Yeah.
Then we'll come back on another. We don't think we should be a problem. We're coming back Saturday, so we're really. I don't think people who go for Thanksgiving leave on a Saturday. I don't think, and I don't think they go out on a Thursday.
They do a Wednesday, Sunday.
I traveled on Thanksgiving last year. It was awesome. There was nobody in the airport. On Thanksgiving. Then I went to Legoland.
A turkey roll.
Did you Legoland on Thanksgiving?
That was not awesome, was it?
It was amazing.
You like Legoland?
I loved it.
I hated it.
I got little kids. I got little kids who love
So
Legoland.
did I.
Yeah, they thought it was the best. 5, 7, and 9. That was great.
My son wanted it. I didn't think it was very good.
Oh no, they thought it was great. And we were there on Thanksgiving, so there was no lines. We did everything. It was like just didn't have to wait in line for anything. It was just obviously foreign people, but that was it. It was great.
You're right, Christmas Day.
Okay, guys. Let's talk about the Raleigh House. The Raleigh House, we were just talking about pain pills. They are there for you for addictions, addiction treatment. But here's what's really important. Listen carefully, okay? Not just addictions to pain pills. They do all kinds of addictions, methamphetamines, liquor, whatever it is, alcohol. Now, here's the important thing. They're saying, look, don't just sign up with us. We want you to know what you need and why you need it. So they want to answer your questions, not just about the Raleigh House, but about any program or insurance or costs or treatments, because there are different ones and they want you to find the best one. So this is a free community service to ask any question you have about addiction, even if it's non-treatment related, like what is an addiction, or tell me what I should never say to an addict, especially with the holidays coming up. Call this number as many times as you want, confidential, free, and valuable. 720-730-9722. 720-730-9722.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
So I went there about 18 years ago.
Okay.
Where?
Well, it's different now. Yeah.
Well, Legoland is
like
an
one little
actual
model.
amusement park.
It is.
My kids,
small.
my son
It's big now.
was addicted
Oh yeah,
to
it's
Legos.
huge. They got like a couple of hotels and like all sorts of things now.
He grew out of it, which is sad because
Yeah, Legos are great.
they were so much fun. We would do it together, and it was so fun to watch his little brain work.
So what was Legoland or Legos
I
like
didn't
when
go-
you were a boy? What did they have?
Legos?
No.
Legoland. Did you ever
Erector
go?
set. Remember
Oh,
the
yeah,
erector
right,
set?
But they had
for
Legos
sure,
too.
yeah.
Oh, they had Legos in there?
Yeah. And Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs, for sure.
Erector sets.
The
And,
yellow castle.
Sock puck.
The yellow castle is like the famous Lego.
I love the erector set. They had actually
a lot of stuff
screws and nuts, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The little
Screws
motors.
and
The little motor thing.
mechanical.
Then they
Yeah.
had the aluminum bracket, L bracket.
Like the the Sandlot, you know, he builds that thing, like the erector set.
I love it. I loved all of it.
That was a big
The
thing.
erector set was one of my favorites
That
for
was
sure.
cool, yeah.
Lincoln logs were cool, but they didn't excite me as much as the.
Right, you could just like build like a house.
You literally a house, yeah.
Wow.
That's about it.
You
What
know,
other house? Another house? Okay.
What I
You
loved
could have
of-
been an engineer.
Yeah.
What I loved about my son
Sure.
is with Legos, how he tried to talk apart into being it if it didn't belong, like just like
Oh,
it
yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It should be.
It's
A lot of
and
tears,
you get
a lot
one
of
off,
tears.
and I
The
say,
whole thing.
son, this thing is off, man, and you built this whole thing based on it.
You gotta back it out. You gotta back
Sometimes
it out.
it's not that difficult if it's a whole separate appendage, but sometimes, oh shit, you see all the levels and you think, oh.
I should have
Been there, done that.
Then he has beautiful work that his friends or people would come in his room and he was so pissed if they moved and broke them. And then we had this bright idea. Who? SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your appointment in your home for the holiday sale, second to none. You normally save 10, 20, 30, 40%, really, you do. Because Buddy and Karen Mitchell have a buying group with all independents that buy like the big boxes. They simply pass the savings on to you. That's a true story. SimplyFloorsInc.com, now with 24-month low-cost financing, special discounts from Shaw, and an extra 5% discount on everything on top of their already low prices. Make your own appointment, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
This report is sponsored by Blue Emu.
Cooling temperatures this afternoon after a high of.
But I bet you didn't like Legos too much when you stepped on them in the middle of the night.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, so then we got the idea, how about glue?
Yeah.
You know, for some reason, everyone says don't ever do it, but once we did it, if you put a light glue on, they're wonderful. They just stay forever. Why don't people glue them?
Rebuild a different thing.
Yeah, I
or whatever,
guess.
you know. But I've got all these Star Wars ones, and they're like, those pieces
My
are
son
so
has
very
one new in the
specific,
box he
you
hasn't
know.
done yet. The big, he still hasn't touched it.
It's a Lego little thing?
It's a big Star
The
Star
cruiser,
Wars.
the big gray
big
one.
round, the flat. Like,
Oh
flying
yeah,
saucer.
Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh, she
what-
hasn't touched it?
No,
That thing's
and
amazing.
it's in the box.
Oh, that's probably a $200 Lego right there.
Oh, it's way more than that
Is
right
it?
now. They were going on eBay for $900 back a few years ago.
That's crazy.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Okay, how did we leave off with Joseph? We're going to get him all that stuff. I don't need to talk to him unless he needs to talk. I want him to report to me on what it does for his pain and what kind of relief he's having. Roger, go ahead. What is your comment, Roger?
Hello, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Nothing. I just kind of wanted to talk about. I felt bad for that vet that the VA didn't really explain to him about what was going on, and I can just absolutely say that that's when you go through the opiate withdrawal. You go to any clinic, they give you Klonopin for your heart palpitations. I mean, when you just go cold turkey.
Did you do that?
I actually did. Yeah.
How you doing now?
It was 19 years ago, doing good.
Oh, wow.
Just it's a tough road, man, and I wasn't even on that high of a dose of that kind of stuff going through the clinic, and Flexeril for muscle cramps, and
Flexeril.
the Klonopin for your heart rate, and I couldn't have done it without it, and that was on a very low dosage. People that are up on over 100 milligrams.
You know what
they're
amazes
lifers
me?
for sure.
What amazes me is how some people will never, ever become addicted. I mean, obviously, if they're force-fed for years, they would. But what I meant is psychologically, they just have no desire to continue. When their pain's gone, they stop taking it. And most of the time, that's good. And yet other people, they take it for 2 weeks for pain, and then they think, I want more. And it's amazing how side by side, two different people can react totally differently. It's just amazing. Some people hate it.
Usually those people are, those are the people who smoke. Those are the people who drink, and it's genetics all the way. I think.
You think you think there is something to that addictive personality?
Absolutely, I'm positive.
Yeah. So, have you ever done CBD?
I've used I used some cream.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said that there's some that's zero. I don't know exactly what it was.
Did the cream work? Did the cream work for you?
I used it I don't know if I used it long enough. My pain went away, but, it was kind of for muscle aches. So who knows if it worked its way out, or I'm not sure what it was, but I can't say either way personally.
Well, thank you very much for your comments. Now, we're trying to get an attorney for Mark. Did you call John?
I've been on the phone, but I will right now.
John Fuller, Fuller Law. Let's see if he can weigh in and help us. Meanwhile, Tim, are you recommending a service or asking about a service?
No, I'm curious. I'm thinking about doing full-time RVing, which would mostly be boondocking, which is not near Wi-Fi's and things.
Right.
I'm curious how I would get a signal.
Well, Tim, here's the deal. With RVing, you have different missions. So I ask people first about that. Will you be in areas where there is cell service or not? And will you be in open sky areas, or will you be totally covered with canopy of green? Will you be with a generator or not? Or do you want TV while traveling? So do you want down the road TV as you're driving for kids or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And that doesn't mean anything, because I used to have a dish that tracked, and we could watch TV the whole time while driving. Not the driver, obviously, but you could be in the back watching a TV. So if that's not important to you, then that opens up a world of possibilities. But let's talk about services now. The only service for an RV is a dish, in my opinion. Prior to the high-speed cell, dish is the way to go. Now, the other option at motor home parks, they are now doing wireless broadband. So you get the password, and you can just do broadband. No reason for a dish. But the other thing, high-speed cell is perfect. You can provide a hotspot with your phone or buy a hotspot, and if you have cell service, it has to be decent cell service as far as signal. You can feed everything in your coach or your camper, and you can stream. So you get the app for Netflix, and you got Netflix. Do you envision being in areas that have cell service?
Most likely I will be near cities, so probably near cell service most of the time.
You would be surprised at how ubiquitous cell service is nowadays. So it's really, which is a good thing. But here's what I recommend. Even with cell service, you can buy a repeater that you can put on an antenna or even a stick or up a tree. I swear to you, you can. So a lot of people, they give up if they can't get a good signal with their phone. If you get a good repeater, you can you can climb up a tree, or you can take a rope and you can throw it up on the bush and then yank it back down when you're done. You just buy a little repeater. So I would say, in my opinion now, if I had it to do over again, when I had all my motorhomes, I would use Dish Traveling, tracker. And I never used broadband because it wasn't as available as it is now. But now I would do broadband or cell service. That's what I would do. I would have a little router, and that's all I would do. I wouldn't bother with any dishes. I wouldn't bother with cable, of course. And when I say cable, there are parks that actually have cable hookups. But that's what I would do. Buy a little hotspot. Who is your carrier? Do you have a cell phone carrier?
Right now I have Verizon, but I'm thinking of maybe switching to T-Mobile, and I'm not sure if that's a good move.
Actually, when it comes to carriers, we have not put paper to pen recently and taken remarks, or we have not done any tests. I used to do tests, and I have found Verizon was more in the most areas, but AT&T had a more stable signal. And that goes for broadcasting too. But when it comes to T-Mobile, I really don't know. I've been out of that testing so long that I don't know what they're doing right now. I'd have to look into it. But in a few minutes, I could tell you. You want the 5G thing, by the way. Most people won't have 5G for a year to two, even though they say and they call it 5G. They're lying to you. In fact, not everyone has 4G. So we had that expert on the other day from PC Magazine. You ought to look up some of his articles on 4G, 5G, and all of that to know what kind of hotspot to buy. Don't buy ahead of the market. It never pays. If you buy, oh, this is 5G, this is what you need. But when it comes to your services, as I said, in a few minutes I could tell where T-Mobile is in the technology world. But I think right now AT&T and Verizon are the leaders when it comes to the technology. So you ought to check them out. A lot of people, Shannon, do you know you do a lot of streaming and remote broadcasting for us in general? Do you know why people are using T-Mobile? Not for broadcast, but why people are moving to T-Mobile? What do you like?
No, I hear better things about Verizon.
What do you like for
speed
broadcast?
And, availability.
What do you like for broadcast?
No, I've only heard good things about Verizon, not the T-Mobile. You mean like even the TV crews that have the backpacks?
But
right?
I'm talking about you when we go out to do remote broadcasts and we do Lucy and we do all that. What do we like to use?
I'm actually hooked into Ethernet every time I do a remote.
Oh, every time. But when we were, every time you try to get to Ethernet for broadband, hardwired. Okay. But you also have done remotes, though, haven't you or not?
We've defaulted to a Verizon card. We do have a USB card.
Okay, Verizon. I like Verizon or AT&T. 303-713-TALK. When is this scheduled, Daphne? Because I need to know. I would like to talk to her, but I want to know when it's scheduled. Is it scheduled for now?
For right now.
Good, because I talked about Career Academy. I'll get to it in a second, but I need to talk to Michelle very quickly. She's been holding. Michelle, what's happening?
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
Yeah, I have a friend who's trying to get some money back through a realty agent. She had moved into an apartment that became flooded. She still paid rent, so she's trying to recoup money.
Okay. Was she actually displaced where she could not live there?
Yes, she had to stay in a motel for several months.
And I don't understand this. They charged her full rent for that time?
Yes, they did, sir.
Did they promise to give the money back?
No, they made an offer
of what?
Less the I think it was half of the deposit.
No. Here's what I'm asking, Michelle. Oh. She had a lease for how long? When is the lease up?
She's already moved out of the apartment. She never returned.
I understand that. When was the lease up?
I'm so sorry. I wish I had.
Okay, here's what I'm going to need to know. I need to calculate damages. I need to know when was the lease up, what they breached, if they breached anything, or was the lease up, why they're keeping stuff, why they're not. I think, Michelle, I want to help you, okay? But I need to talk to your friend. Without this information, we're doing nothing. However, I will let you ask a specific question if you have one. Go ahead.
My specific question is, we're trying to serve the individuals. They have appeared at court previously, but they said they were not served properly. One of the real estate agent for the company that was paid to that company is now closed, no longer exists. So one of our questions is, do we go directly to the homeowner? Obviously, she received those funds.
Okay. If it was me and I paid rent and they breached the contract, which we have not determined. I don't know if the lease was up and she was month to month, which would only give her 1 month of loss, or did she have 6 months of loss? So, first of all, I think you're going about this backwards because I don't believe you're calculating your losses properly. You don't just get 100% money back unless it was unlivable and you're never going back because they breached, or did they hold it open for you? So, once you find out all that, yes, you can go directly to the owner of the property. I would say that's what I would do. They are a party to this no matter what.
This is Denver.
Now, what spot do I have coming up?
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Okay, so. Okay.
Approaching 20th, looking a little bit better on that stretch. One slow spot spot to watch out for on the north end. Northbound I-25, stop and go from Thornton Parkway, traveling up to the 112th Bridge. There's construction along that stretch. Possible crash.
On that marker, that hit and run is more of a his medical thing because the guy took off. I don't know if you're going to need for.
Clear overnight, a low around 28. Right now it's mostly cloudy in Denver and 53. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K-House.
With an Allstate agent, you get a local expert and help finding the best coverage for you. You can always count on them to be there when you need them most. Plus, when you bundle home and auto, you can save. So call your local Allstate agent today. Are you in good hands?
Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. The best thing you can do is take advantage of free transmission estimates with no questions. Why? Because they take the transmission out and open it up. No one does that. Free. And they do it free. There's never a hesitation. And you're not obligated to get the work done. You can even take it somewhere else. Free estimates. You don't get better. 303-781-9858. 303-781-9858. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair.
Did you know indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than outdoor air? Hard to believe, right? And if you suffer from allergies or asthma, breathing clean air is not just important, it's essential. I'm Jaya Rao, co-founder of Molecule, makers of radically different air purifiers. Until now, the most common way to get cleaner air was with a HEPA filter. But outdated HEPA technology doesn't effectively remove bacteria and mold, which can make you sick. Molecule's revolutionary Pico technology doesn't just trap micropollutants, it actually destroys them. Molecule works so well, it made Time Magazine's list of best inventions. For truly clean air in rooms big or small, there's a Molecule air purifier for you. Try it for 60 days risk-free and send it back if you're not satisfied. Plus, right now, when you visit molecule.com, spelled MOLEKULE, you'll save 10% with promo code FRESHAIR. That's promo code FRESHAIR. Don't collect pollutants. Destroy them with Molecule.
Any installation is beneficial, but there's one kind of installation that tops them all. That's watching after your foam. Not foam skin can. I'm talking about premium injection foam designed to fill closed walls in old or new homes. For retrofitting, it compresses existing insulation, filling every crack nook and cranny. No other existing insulation comes close. Most customers see utility savings of 30%, and you get added benefits like 80% soundproofing, freeze protection for pipes, and a Class 1 fire rating. Call now 720-676-6333. Environmentally friendly. No off-gas. No matter when your home is built, you owe it to yourself to check out Rocking Out the Retro Foam. Check out the incredible video demonstration at foamyourwalls.com. Call 720-676-6333. Foamyourwalls.com. That video makes me a believer. Foamyourwalls.com. Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. Idealhomeloans.com. 303-867-7000. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA. NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL. Are you embarrassed by your smile? Dr. Barrett's
Good things happen on there, Jack.
My team and I go above and beyond.
It is just a circus.
I think it's just roundabout. It's
I can't hear
same
you.
thing over and over.
Okay, I'm not.
That you deserve. At Barrett's Dental, we offer total dental solutions.
Okay, what are you asking?
We can handle all aspects of your care in one safe location without the need to refer
Denver
you
trial
out from
lawyers,
doctor
but
to
do it
doctor to
because
doctor.
we're never going to
If
have
you
time
do
this
feel
hour,
sick at my office,
right now.
it's the last
So tell
place
them
you'll
that.
have to visit for honest
I need
and
to take
excellent
Terry.
dental care. We can solve your problems no matter how complex they are. Call my office today to set up a free consultation. We'll take great care of you. If you're looking
From
for a safe
Security
place for your
Central?
dental care, call Barrett's Dental today.
at 303-731-1308 or visit denverdentist.com for your free consultation. Mention KHOW and you'll receive 50% off on the first $1,000 in dental
There are some
services.
questions. I got this woman coming. Do you have to leave right at noon?
For true living stem cell therapy.
Yeah.
If you
I
are
have somebody
looking
coming
for a
in,
stem cell
but I
clinic,
need
go
you
to
for a
Dr.
question.
Chris and
I might be
Jen.
able to get in.
That's
I'm
nice.
trying to get
Do
everything
stem
in.
cell
Yeah.
clinic.
But we do have,
In the entire
normally I don't care how long you stay, but today we do have another guy coming in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but I still have this question. I think it's important. I should have really done it earlier.
Where
Damn.
amniotic fluid or umbilical cord is used, it is not living stem cells. You will not get living stem cells unless they are extracted.
How many times do I have to tell people that?
of the treatment.
How many times? You won't get living stem cell therapy at all unless they extract them from you.
From you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are still calling me saying, well, I went to get stem cell therapy and it's not working? What happened? Well, we went in and they had the vials. What do you mean they had the vials? Well, they had the stem cells right there for me and they injected us and it didn't work. Okay, first of all, stem cells aren't alive if they're sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, they were cold. It doesn't matter. You can't.
They were cold. Cryogenics. Yeah, it's milk.
What? Bro, you guys are having a problem communicating with me. There's a fucking button that has to be pressed. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We talk to people on the moon, but I can't talk to Shannon through that glass for the life of me. They're supposed to be able to communicate with me and say, Tom, do this and do that. There, I can hear you now. Thank you. 303-713-TALK. Okay, so I want to talk about something very important. We do have Larson Tax Relief, and they had a question come in, but I need to take Terry right now because I have a short time to talk to her because we have some other people coming in. In fact, we have a boy guru coming in, somebody who really knows the mind of a kid and the brain and all of that. But with Terry, I want to bring this up. Terry Katie is head of this school, Destinations Career Academy of Colorado. Terry, okay, that was a short-lived guest experience. Daphne, can I have your attention, please? She was not on the line. It was dial tone. So if you could help me and get her back on, I'm going to go to Larson. We may have to reschedule, okay, Daph? I'm sorry, but she wasn't on the line. Larson Tax Relief has this question. This is a good question. What if you're involuntary in a fraud? You're in an LLC, a partnership, a joint venture, or something where there's all kinds of fraud going on and all kinds of deductions, and you had no idea. Are you held responsible?
First question is, are you a stated officer of the company?
No, just an investor.
If you're just an investor, you're probably going to be okay. It's the
but
officers
you would have to pay tax. What if you recaptured stuff what if you did things through deductions and stuff you shouldn't have coming, false depreciations and things like that?
If on your own personal tax returns there were false, there's false information and you filed it, you signed it.
Right.
Well, you signed your return.
But I mean,
so the onus is on the taxpayer.
The only reason it's false, though, if I'm getting this email right, the only reason it's false because these guys were cheating. They were accelerating depreciation and doing all kinds of scams. There's no way for him or his accountant to know that.
The IRS doesn't care.
Okay, that's what I meant. So when you say you'll probably be okay, you're never going to be okay for excessive deductions or write-offs.
Right.
You have to recapture.
Yeah, the investors are protected from such things as personal assessments from unpaid payroll taxes, or fraudulent penalties and things like that. That's where an officer would be in the line of fire. But an investor is going to lose money if the person he got into bed with is was a fraud. They're going to lose money.
If you recapture those penalties, the interest or depreciation or whatever, if you recapture the deductions, then do you pay penalty or just the tax?
You'll pay the tax, and then you would probably have a pretty good argument that you shouldn't be penalized, but you'd have to apply for that penalty reduction.
Have you been able to get away to get people out of penalties when they did not intentionally do anything?
Yeah, I've had actually a really good client of mine from about 8 years ago now had a situation where they had a CPA promoted some 1059 thing that they could file a bunch of taxes and get a bunch of refunds. They got them. They got penalized $250,000. Actually got all that $250,000 refunded to them. It took us 4 years.
Wow, that's
great. It back for them.
Now, LarsonTaxRelief.com. Larson is LARSON. LarsonTaxRelief.com, and their number is 844-LARSON-TAX.
Now.
See, they would have had a fake tax return or
fraudulent return, and the investor would have got a piece of.
Yeah, so then you got a partnership. You get K1 that you'll have to then report.
Now.
Yes. Then it would show up on your return.
It's a dirty button. I mean, Shannon, you press this sometimes. I hear nothing.
It is, So then it's like, well, now you're screwed. Now they're gonna hit you with your.
I'm hearing you through my earpiece now. Let me listen to the PA.
Screws you over on the K1. It's not IRS's concern. They just want your taxes. You need to.
Mostly clear overnight, a low around.
That's good because it comes in bulk. That's good.
Don't get in bed with it. At the end of the day, that's what the IRS.
In 15, we got the full fix-it.
It's the final days of Ford Truck Month. Your last chance to get a great deal on America's best-selling trucks. Ford Ranger F-150.
You know, I don't know what happened with Terry,
These trucks are built better, built stronger, built. It's to sell. It's Truck Month, but hurry. It all ends November 13th.
Fix it 24/7. I can't stress it enough. We have a break in the weather. You're not really cold, are you? You're not freezing. Then for $39, if you're a new customer, you will get for $39, you get a bunch of free services with it, but you'll get a clean and check and refurbishment. That's what they call it basically in the industry of your furnace, meaning they take it apart to the extent they can. They clean each and every element. They make minor adjustments. They put your furnace in a refurbished condition. Unless there's a serious problem, of course, they'll tell you. But $39 for this for new customers only, all right? That is a fantastic deal. Now, on top of that, they have free second opinions. If you're told you need a furnace or a water heater or something, don't fall prey to these scammers this time of year. They'll come out and give you an honest-to-God assessment. What I love about second opinions, you can never go wrong. Because if it's not a good deal, they have to beat it. And if it's not the problem and they can fix it, they better fix it. Fix it 24/7. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to
God, this is such an insult to women, and I can't believe we don't get complaints about it.
Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
How can you make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and instead of letting credit card interest compound at 18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate and save up to $1,000 a month. Mortgage rates haven't been this low in over a year, so now is the time to take advantage. As long as you have equity in your home, you can pay off any debt, not just credit cards. And you can get it done in as few as 10 days. So call American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants today. It takes just 10 minutes.
One thing that won't come out of this
no commission, no obligation, no pressure.
Bombshell.
Never any
everything's been out.
They've already done it.
Whatever needs, you
This
might
is just
even be
a
able
political
to delay
circus.
up to 2 months of
parading
mortgage
the elephants
payments.
around.
You have nothing to lose except a bunch of interest expense. So give them a call.
I'm on TV. I'm on TV.
Yeah, it is like that. You're right.
My constituents can see me.
Look at me. Vote for me.
Vote for me.
You wanted him impeached?
I did it. I did it.
I did it.
We didn't get Obamacare repealed, but damn it, it'll fail on its own. Move on. We're building a wall.
Build this wall, nobody can get through. Actually, the
climbing
drug
competition.
dealers
You have a climbing competition on the wall. It's inscalable. Some dude got over it in 2 minutes. Yeah. I mean, he's a professional climber.
Those rock climbers and stuff. I mean, they can climb up that wall.
It wasn't a guy like you or I trying to get over.
It wasn't home.
It
wasn't home.
trying to get over.
Yeah, I can get over that thing.
That's not a mirage. With neighbors admiring your
I would hate to be a guy testifying and stuff because you say everything exactly right.
Oh, or you go to prison.
Or you can go, yeah.
Yeah.
Now start up your engines.
I guess that's why you have lawyers behind you. And then you got to pay for your lawyer behind you if it's a penis.
Oh, that's like $500 an hour.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Maybe $1,000 in DC.
Denver trial lawyers.
Well, these guys, you could just not show up.
What's going on, brothers?
Well, hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll be in a sec here, and I'll say goodbye.
Okay.
If I can, I hope I get this woman on. Can this woman? Can she? Dad, hello. I just need to know. Can she stay over if I have to have her, like, take some now and some after the news?
Yeah, I told her it would be
23 million.
I hear you perfectly.
Yeah, I told her it was that she was going to have to hold and wouldn't be able to pick her up until after this commercial.
Then can she hold? Can she do more of it after the news?
I will double check.
Assisted. If your insurance company is being unfair, you don't have to settle. Get lawyers who know their
Stephanie's in the lobby, and I think our guest is. I'm not sure.
DenverTrialLawyers.com for catastrophic injuries. 303-647-4435.
Ask Alexa to play 630 K-Now. Then you can hear Dan Caplis impact your ride to the house this afternoon at 4.
Getting 630 K-Now from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-255. I've always been critical of school. I hope I can get Terry now. Terry, Katie, you're head of the school, Destinations Career Academy of Colorado. I want to ask some basic questions and beg you to hang on after the news so I can get you because we had some technical difficulties. But is this a regular school? In other words, is it a magnet school, a public school, a private school, a charter school? What is it?
Absolutely. So Destinations Career Academy of Colorado is a public school, so tuition free. We serve students that live all over the state of Colorado. And we're authorized by Julesburg School District that's out in the northeast part of the state. But we serve students everywhere. So
hold on. So this is a public school. It's a public school.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I did not realize, but I guess there are things called magnet schools. Is that what this would be considered?
Well, we are a CTE-focused school, so a career tech education-focused school.
Yeah.
So we offer, the regular courses, so to speak, in English, math, social studies, science, but then we have a huge CTE program where our students take courses in the health sciences, in IT, in programming, in agriculture, business, marketing, legal and law enforcement. So we have courses that really prep students for the world ahead, for the workforce ahead. They take curriculum in different career pathways. They get work-based learning experiences out with industry partners. They can even take certifications that are industry recognized in different areas. So it really gives them a head start into their post-secondary goals for life after high school.
So bottom line, Terry, why doesn't every school do this?
Oh, great question. They
really?
should.
I mean, seriously, what is the downside? There's no downside. I mean, people might think, oh, this is Votech. I don't want them to be a mechanic or a welder. But we're talking about all careers.
Agree. This is an issue that I think everyone agrees on, that more career readiness is needed in schools. So, there are schools around the state that are starting to offer programs, but I think the number one issue that schools have is staffing for them, especially when they may be a smaller school, gaining the curriculum and the needs for the students. So we're seeing more programs slowly but surely, but, we've just really invested in this and are excited for the programs for our students, and we're fortunate to be able to serve students all over the state. So more and more is needed, absolutely.
Okay, you serve kids over the state. So if a parent is listening and they want their kid to go there do you do coding? Do you do whatever career? How do they do that? Do they just apply to that school?
They do. So they would go on to, it's K12.com, so K12.com, and search Colorado. And there they would see our school, Destinations Career Academy of Colorado, and they can apply to go to our school. So the next time they would enroll would be next school year, but we'll open up the enrollment portal probably in February of 2020, and they can apply with us.
How many students are there right now?
We have about 700 students about 550 of those are full-time, and then we have another set of part-time students that we serve out of the Julesburg community.
Okay, how many can you handle full-time?
Well, we can handle more. We expect growth next year. We just, hire more teachers.
Okay, so give me an example. Give me an example of where someone would be job ready when they leave this school. This is really, I love the concept. Well, give me a career.
Sure. So I'll take some great certifications, for example. In our IT world, we have some digital design and web design courses that students can actually take certifications in the Adobe world, like Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Dreamweaver, Photoshop, and those are industry recognized by different IT companies that do exactly that. So with that kind of experience, they could literally kind of walk into a mid-based job at a company like that with some great experience and be further trained.
That's wonderful. Now, what I want to know, though, do you have living examples, since you've been there since 2008, do you have kids now in the workforce that serve as living, breathing billboards?
Sure. So we started our career tech program in 2016-17. Although the school's been around, so just so you know that. So, but we still have had a couple of graduating classes go through with some, a couple of years of CTE experience. And we have students who we have a student who started her own bakery business while she was in high school with us. She was a business and marketing student, and now she is an entrepreneur and continuing that business. We have a student who did our certified nurse assistant program, and now she's going to school a bit further, after high school to become a nurse assistant. So it takes another couple years after high school. Absolutely. We have several students who have gained career experience and then moved that on into the workforce.
You know what I'd love to do, since we only scratched the surface, K12.com, search for Colorado, is have you back. I want to have you back. I actually want to have a full-scale education show with her. That would be wonderful, because practical education is where it's at. I'm Tom Martino. The mind of a male. Oh, my God. We're going to talk about that and more coming up.
16 chances a day to win.
Hi, Craig. How you doing? I want to grab coffee. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Everything was fun. And let me know, or if Cindy, whatever, when you need to change up things, because I haven't done it in a month and a half.
Right. I'll have to send her out a gift from at least on the same level as you.
Flowers.
Okay, thanks. See you guys.
I'll see you, man.
Oh wait, I'm sitting here. Can I?
Hey, honey. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Fred.
I can't believe you have donut. Why'd you do that?
This is terrible. This is terrible.
Why'd you even do it?
Well, I thought it would be for the average people that don't do keto and their bodies aren't their temple.
I'm going to run down and get coffee. Do you want something? Craig, do you want coffee? Okay, good. I'm going to grab something. I'll be right back.
Hey, we'll have to talk about our workout programs too, Tom.
Yeah.
Your bet? Oh, okay.
KRFX HD2 Denver. This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino. Now,
He works out.
Okay, Craig, I'm sending you my first photo so you can post now while you're saying, hey, join me live.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you want me to show you how? Okay, hold on.
You want to do it for me?
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to save to camera roll. Okay, now I'm sending, so you could just say join me now with your questions. I'm on iHeart with, look at this. Now you, okay, turn it on, and then, so did you see? Look. So you have that picture, and then, let me see. Social media is where it's at because people are just scrolling and then they'll be like, oh.
We do have a Wired Connected Facebook page too.
You know what? Just post it on there. Say, I'm live right now. Call in with your questions. Huh? Oh, okay.
But could you? So this is my Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, gosh darn it! I don't know if the let's see. Oh, you got to put that photo. Go to the text that I just sent you, and
Questions are being raised about the number of injured birds in Minneapolis.
Here, I'm sending this to you, Craig. Here we go. So can you save both those to your photos, and then I'll just go. I just sent you a picture with you and Tom, and then say I'm live right now, and I'll do it. I'll write it up for you. And then I need to get the phone number from. Do you? Oh, you know the number. Hold on. Let me just.
For here?
Yeah. So if people want to call in. Okay.
3713825.
Do you know how to save it to your? Do you know how to save it to your photos? Okay.
A picture, you mean? I think they could.
So what you do is, oh, it's downloading. Oh, did you get anything I sent you? Okay.
They announced that only families
Okay.
that
So
spend
now we go like this.
more will be able to visit Santa. Zachary Keach, ABC News.
Where?
Like Burlington Stores, your home for the holidays. How will you deck your
Oh,
home?
yeah,
Go
that's how
for
you do it. You go
farmhouse
like
chic.
that.
This season,
And
red
then you
is the
just
must
save
get
image.
color. Find
Now
plenty
it's
of
in your
wreaths,
phone.
ornaments, stockings, and tree skirts to put your personal
there's
stamp
another one
on
that's
your
coming in.
space. Entertaining,
So now we do
Burlington
this.
is packed with roasters, dinnerware
And
sets,
then look, save
bakeware,
image.
plus
Okay,
cake
now
stands, platters,
go
and
to
serveware
get me to
made
your.
in
I'm going to
Portugal.
show you how to
Get
do it.
holiday ready for way
So,
less.
did that
Save up
save
to
to your?
60% off other retailers'
Where's your
prices
phone?
every
Where's
day.
your Instagram? Let's go to
Burlington,
that.
gifts for everyone.
Okay,
You're
good.
in charge
So
of
now
hiring,
watch.
and
Watch this.
Indeed has solutions, like
I'm
online
just gonna
skills
do this.
tests, which let a candidate show
Actually, you
that
know
they're the
what I'm
right
gonna do? I'm
hire.
gonna get really pretty
We'll also
on.
have a dolphin
So
chatter
I'm gonna
excitedly
do-
in front of the perfect candidate.
Combine your photos.
Okay, there's a dolphin. But skills tests, that's for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today to get a sponsor job upgrade on your first posting. Terms and
No, I can do it on. I can do it
Yeah, I
on.
know I do.
I know.
I still do know. I still do know what's up.
Not to fear. Not to fear. The social media. Okay, I'm going to combine the photos on my Instagram.
They let it slide into the new year very long.
Let's see.
Then instead of being out on the campaign trail, the Democrats are going to have to be back in Washington, and they can't really miss the impeachment trial. They would have to be there every single day.
It's a real exciting.
There's fallout for a major sports venue in Denver over religious headwear.
Last Tuesday, Gazella Benzraidi says she was denied entry to the Pepsi Center because of her hijab. That's when the Pepsi Center says a supervisor intervened and allowed the woman to enter. The facility says it'll do a better job educating employees in order to avoid an incident like this in the future.
Hey, I can make a comment on that last call. My daughter's going to go to hairstyle school. She wants to teach it, and she wants to be a hairstylist. So we're busy.
Oh yeah, we're not going to belabor anything like that, because I like that, because we get new audiences every 15 minutes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Well, we have a certain amount that stay.
Tom,
Yeah.
1 minute, Vine Belt Short.
Okay.
1 minute, Vine Belt Short.
The,
120.
What's the number?
Left lane blocked off due to road construction there, so watch out for solid backups to about Thornton Parkway.
So what happens is we get a lot of.
Drive, there is that stubborn ramp northbound 225 to westbound I-70. That's always slow. Otherwise, the drive across town in fairly decent shape. The weather forecast. Going to be sunny today with a dropping temperature high of 55. Tonight, mostly clear overnight, low around 28. Tomorrow, sunny, warmer, a high of 58. Right now, cloudy and 53.
What's your app here? Your tag.
On 630
At
K-House.
What do you
630 K-House?
No, it's not. It's not. It depends on who you're talking to.
You. I'm telling people.
At Troubleshooter. Well, hold on. Just wait a sec, babe. I got to do a spot. I'm not thinking. You know, buyandbuild.net not only has a new location, 560 South LaPan, and a big, giant, beautiful warehouse. It used to be ugly as hell. Now, not only have they moved and have a new location, but they have new services. They're doing installation now of their cabinets, countertops, flooring. They have all kinds of faucets and light fixtures and all of that. Still below wholesale pricing. You can go and buy it, send your contractor there, do whatever you want, or, of course, you can just do it yourself or have them do it. Buyandbuild.net.
Question for you.
I'm sorry, honey. Now I can listen. What were you
I
asking?
found it.
What were you asking, though?
It's 6:30 KHOW. It comes up. So here's what I wrote. Call in now with your questions for Child Whisperer and author of Wired.
The only financial educator that I personally endorse.
By the way,
yeah.
When I booked,
You know, Horse Whisperer. Have you heard of it? I mean, are people going to be that slow? I mean, I don't, Dan. Now listen.
No.
I want to make sure.
Isn't the first thing the Horse Whisperer is the first thing that came out of that, right?
Yeah.
I think that was that movie. That's what.
Has your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BLUE to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info, standard data and message rates apply as nationwide contest. That's BLUE to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, talking about stuff no other show talks about. We address those everyday aches and pains. Everyday aches and pains. In fact, I don't think you can define what we do. So many people have been helped, recovered hundreds of millions of dollars over the years in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. We've had so many questions on CBD. Well, I found the products that work, and I found the products that are genuine, and I found the products that are accurately dosed. Panacea Life Sciences in Golden. They have a lab out there. You can find them online at RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, so let's go to the phones and solve problems. And then coming up, we're going to talk about Boys to Men. Not the singing group. I'm talking about Boys to Men behavior. But this book is also good for children. It's not about a book, though. It's about stuff. Bringing up boys especially. And I really think it'll be fun. I want any mom out there, and I say mom because dads don't seem to give a crap. They don't seem to be in tune with what's wrong with their kids. And here's the deal. So as a result, it's the mom that usually it falls on. In fact, there's nothing better than a dad saying, oh, I had nothing but my kid was great through high school. He had a wonderful time. He's a good kid, and has no idea what the wife put up with and what she was doing behind the scenes. Let's talk to Mark about hit and run, because I have someone from Denver Trial Lawyers to answer a question very quickly here. Mark, what is happening with you? I'm going to have Michael Nemo listen from Denver Trial Lawyers. And Michael, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Nemo or Nemo?
It's Nemo.
Nemo. Okay. So listen, Mark, what is happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I have some questions about a hospital bill. I was involved in a hit-and-run accident in June of this year. The passenger and I were on I-25 here in Colorado Springs when a trailer detached from a pickup truck. It swiped my car, caused us to swerve sideways, and then we went through the outside lane and then hit a concrete barrier wall.
Hey, Mark, you said when did that happen now?
June of this year.
Okay, so what is going on as far as injuries?
Well, fortunately, we are recovering from those, and we're actually in pretty good shape. But my hospital bill turned out to be over $15,000.
Well, do you have MedPay?
What's that?
It's a coverage that you have on you. And it automatically, no questions asked, no matter whose fault it is, pays medical bills.
Yeah, my insurance policy had a $5,000 per person medical payments component.
Okay, you paid those, and you have a balance due?
Yeah, actually, the insurance company paid the $5,000.
I understand that, but you have a balance due. You have more money owed.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
How much do you owe?
After the $5,000, the bill was $10,780.
And you're wondering, I'm a victim here. I'm not at fault. Why do I have to pay this? Is that the bottom line?
No. What I've been doing is getting kind of a runaround from UC.
I'm asking, Mark, are you calling because you don't think you should have to pay that bill, or do you want to pay the bill?
No, I want to pay the bill, but I want to make sure that I get a straight answer from UC.
Okay.
How much I owe.
Whose fault is this accident?
The police report said it was a hit and run, so there was no fault in the accident.
A hit and run, but okay. The other party was never found. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. That's why you're not talking about going after him. I get it now. I thought it had to do with the party eventually being caught. So this is really a stickler. What, I want to ask first, since I have them on the line, Denver trial lawyers. Michael, when it comes to hit and runs, people have to be sure they have, of course, their collision coverage, their medical payments, and also something called uninsured and underinsured coverage. But I think a lot of people misunderstand what that coverage covers. They think it covers their car. They think it covers stuff. What does uninsured or underinsured, it's called something, whatever. What does it cover?
So uninsured motorist coverage provides coverage in the event that you are injured through no fault of your own by another party who is not insured. That would also apply in a situation where it was a hit and run and the other party couldn't be found because you were injured by with no other insurance available to you.
But it doesn't pay. It pays mainly where you really get it, even if you had your medical bills paid, the pain and suffering part of it, right?
Yes, but it also that's true. But it also does pay for the medical bill. So if he has a balance, his uninsured motorist coverage would apply and pay for the balance as well.
See, that's what okay, good. So we're on the same page, Michael. Thank you for clarifying that, because I thought if he doesn't have any pain and suffering he is claiming, then he doesn't really tap into that insurance. But you're saying you can tap into it. So, Mark, do you have underinsured, uninsured motorist?
Yes.
Okay. Have you put in a claim?
The insurance company has made a determination that there is some coverage in that.
Yeah.
But it's not going to pay the total bills that I have.
Well, that's ridiculous. How can it not pay your total bills? What are your limits?
It's, I believe, like 50,000 per person, 100,000.
You just told me. Am I on the Twilight Zone? I heard him say he had a balance of 10,780. I heard him say he had 50,000 in coverage. Now I just heard him say he doesn't have enough to cover the 10,000. So what am I missing here, Mark?
Well, the question is, as far as the hospital bill, that's my real question.
I understand that. But you don't care. In other words, you don't give a damn that we can probably make the whole bill go away. You just want to know where to pay it.
Yeah, and how much? Because the difference between what the insurance company is going to pay and the hospital bill.
God Almighty, this is like
providers.
Okay, Mark, I know you called with a question, okay? But I'm not going to answer the question because it's a stupid question. Your question should be, why isn't my uninsured motorist coverage covering me for every dime? Because that's what we can do for you. But you'd rather pay a discounted amount and just know who to pay it to. Okay, so really, I'm serious when I say this. I can't help you do a stupid thing, all right? I won't do it. You need to be making a claim for 100% of that. Michael Nimmo with Denver Trial Lawyers. By the way, Michael is kind. He's not the one yelling. So you can go to him, and he'd be very, very calm in discussing this. But, Michael, I want to ask you something. What am I missing? Why isn't this guy going after his insurance company?
Well, he should be, because the law in Colorado is that you're entitled to recover the amount that was billed. And it doesn't matter about adjustments or anything like that. It's the original billed amount is what his insurance company is on the hook for.
Okay,
so
Michael.
There'd be no reason not to pay it in full.
Okay, I know that. And he seems to be taking their line of crap that says they're only going to pay a certain amount. They determined. How many times do people come to you and say, my insurance company determined, and you flip it around?
Well, every single time they've said that, we flip it around.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Unfortunately, let's be real. Denver Trial Lawyers, major firm, catastrophic injuries. If a guy comes to you with unpaid bills of 10 grand and he has uninsured motorist coverage, my goodness, I mean, you guys can't take that case. You really can't. Very seldom can an attorney take it. What do they do if their insurance company is giving them hell and it's a simple problem like this?
They need to write a letter to their insurance company, let them know that they're subject to bad faith conduct
That's
in
right.
Colorado under statutory
That's
law.
right. Now, Mark,
what to pay 3 times.
That's right. Plus attorneys fees.
Right.
Mark, here's what I want to do. I, honest to God, want to help you, Mark. You should have 100% of that bill paid, or you would be entitled to triple damages, and your company is committing bad faith. What's the name of your insurance carrier?
I prefer not to say that.
Oh, nobody knows you. I mean, oh, my God. I just never encountered a consumer like this. So, you know what, Daphne, just disconnect. He doesn't want help. Just forget him. I'm not even going to take the time. Just forget it. Tell him to go pay his insurance company and keep their name holy and sacred. He doesn't have to disclose who they are. He wants to protect them. Here he has a hit and run, and he's being screwed every which way. Even ways you can't be screwed, he's being screwed. Why? Because he refuses to fight his insurance company. Mark is a victim. Mark is used to getting kicked in the ass. I can hear it. He wants to be kicked in the ass. We can kick him in the ass. Hang up. We're done. I'm Tom Martino.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
There's a guy I could get triple damages in a phone call, and he won't do it. He wants to pay his insurance company.
Look, I'm his new social media director.
Oh, that's cute.
No, read what I wrote. Read what I wrote. This is such a good idea. Look, read it.
I just did.
So because you came up on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to get your mind off of that viral.
Well, no, definitely don't get my mind off.
After answering his email, now I know what he was asking. Because why doesn't he get a deductible on his medical bill?
And that's not even, he should get 100%.
Exactly.
There's no deductible.
Exactly. It's like he wants to save the insurance company for paying the whole medical bill.
He wants to save them money.
Yes. Yes. That's because I asked him different questions on
So maybe he's a nice guy.
No, he's stupid.
This light is out. I have a ticket in since yesterday for them to pick.
I don't care.
So when you're on,
I don't
that's
care.
why we walked in. And
Yeah, but I don't care.
I know.
I know
So hi, I'm sorry I didn't get down there to
Tom,
get
do you
you.
want
It's
this book
looking for you.
Yes.
So,
Can you take all your stuff
do you
out
want
of
me
it?
to call Security Central, or we want to wait a little bit?
Not today.
Not today?
Not today.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we'll have time, but I'd love to get him on. It's wonderful.
How about I get him on tomorrow?
Yeah.
Can we kind of take a look?
I mistakenly said for boys, but this is. I understand, but
No, because that's what I call him behind his back.
The book is for all you. That's good.
Yeah, give it to him. He brought you questions.
I can tell you I'm going to read it, but I won't right now. I will skim this. I'll tell you, you'll be satisfied. I got it. The actual name of your practice is...
You know, I've known him since 1992. But he doesn't, he's not like this all the time. He doesn't have a heart attack.
Okay.
He's usually got total off.
And you're with associates
because I was answering his email.
Okay, do you find people know how to spell your name?
I usually have to tell them, okay.
Craig Nippenberg.
.com is the business website. And we are one of the largest solely owned practices.
Yeah, and as far as like your socialization programs and all that stuff, yeah. How well do those socialization programs work for autistic children? Yeah, I wondered about that.
It has to be a higher level.
Yeah.
You should be called Asperger's.
Was Asperger's separate from the
and they did it so that Asperger's could be insurance coverage.
Roundup is the most widely used herbicide in the United States, and a California jury recently awarded $289 million.
So really, Asperger's isn't autistic?
It's on the spine.
It's fine.
It's basically
If you work with Roundup
Right.
Killer and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the Roundup Legal
Well, that's Tom, but he can read social cues.
Was it Rain Man?
Yeah, he was autistic. Okay.
I mean, please don't talk about this.
No.
We're on broadband right now.
Okay.
People can hear you.
Right.
That's the low end of the meter.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
Just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that when we're off the air like this, people are listening to us.
That's good.
YouTube and Facebook.
People who
Yeah,
are
I
watching
just want to
Facebook.
tell you that, just for not
So
that
good.
you say
I want
you're
everyone
wrong.
to know that Craig Nippenberg is an excellent counselor.
Good.
And
He is actually, yes.
no, I kind of call him
I
behind
love
his back the little troubled youth. Whisperer. No, you do have a gift. You're one of the few people I know who's actually walking in your God-given destiny to help children be explained. I mean, it's hard sometimes to figure out what's going on. And Craig has this gift to be able to talk to a little kiddo who nobody understands and really size them up within a minute.
Really?
And talk to them on their level. It's
Okay,
amazing.
every now and then I do a spot in the studio where you got to be quiet. Every once in a while, so I'll just do that.
That is money well spent. Don't. Get more from your beauty bar.
K&H Home Solutions, what are they doing for you right now? 35% off Provia entry doors. And if you mention me, you get an extra 10% for 45%. Now that is a beautiful entry door. And you know, K&H Home Solutions has window siding, doors, and more. So if that's what you're looking for, you call them. They have great deals all the time. They are the 2019 Energy Partner of the Year, plus 5 years prior to that. Why is that? That's because their products are energy efficient, durable, beautiful, custom fit, made to their specs. I personally bought from them, maybe 30 years ago, and they still service them. We do it all the time. We call them for anything we need. Even if they're not carrying that product, they stand behind it. That's KHWindows.com. They've been in business around here 62 years. I know the owner personally. He just took over about 30 years ago. 303-421-7100, and that's KHWindows.com.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Cooling temperatures this afternoon after a high of 55, thanks to a busy northeast breeze. Down to 32 tonight with a
It's so windy outside.
northeast plains. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
But I'm glad because I want all those leaves to land so I can finally go. That's right. And now they're just sitting there. I'm like,
Then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard.
What's the biggest problem with kids today?
social media.
I totally agree with
This right here.
I absolutely.
The two main ones for the team is social media and academic stress. Those two. Oh, academic stress.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Tim, if you could just hold, we'd love to take you. I'm going to have Daphne make some phone calls ahead because I don't want to delay our guest any longer. I really love talking to Craig. He was on my show years ago, Craig Knippenberg, and that's Knippenberg with a K-N, like in Know-It-All. Knippenberg, Knippenberg. It's because he has his website is Craig Knippenberg. Is it CraigKnippenberg.com? Yeah, okay. I just want to get that out of the way because he has a book, Wired and Connected. I'm not selling the book. I don't care if you buy the book or not, but I think you'd love it. You'd love it. This book is about kids in general, but he's really an expert in the male mind, boys to men. Now, one thing that I got from the book, and then I want to ask questions, and I want to ask any parents if they have any questions. I believe boys have these different states. Or they should, or I hope they do, and that is, hey, Mom, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Dad, blah, 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 blah. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Then they do the, Mom, I really love you. This is a wonderful, this is good. This is, hey, I don't like that. I don't like that. They slow down a little. Then they have, like, out of nowhere, and I swear to you, I thought it was one particular boy that I knew, and then I realized it wasn't. And I swear to you, it's almost like, where do you get the effort to eat? They're like this. Yet they'll go on a basketball court and tear it up, or they have energy if they do what they want. Then they do this. So how's everything? All right. And I think, oh, my God. So what I read in your book is that the development of a child can be measured, and this is what I got from your book, can be measured, if you summed it all up, in how they interact with others. They may have whatever processing is going on inside their brain, but it's how it comes out that will affect their future. I don't know, is that oversimplification?
No,
how they deal with others?
That's a brilliant summary. The human brain is wired to connect with others, and we survive as a species.
But their success is based on how they do that.
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so what do boys do wrong? Automatically, if they were in their default state, are there some boys that would do it right and some boys that would do it wrong? If we did nothing about it, what would happen?
Yes, you'll see that across the board. Back to your comment about the duh. That's when puberty hits your door.
Why? Why? Why is
There's
it?
some significant brain changes for them.
Are they drugged?
No, well, they have low dopamine levels when puberty hits.
Why?
And so from an evolutionary theory perspective, the dopamine levels drop, and they become sort of bored, and they become impulse seekers. And
What is dopamine? What does dopamine do for us to begin with?
It's a neurotransmitter.
What does it do?
In the midbrain. One, it cuts through our pleasure center. So if I had a box of chocolates, and you love chocolates, and I showed them to you, your dopamine levels would go up. If you like to gamble, and I said, hey, time, I'm going to go up to Central City, your dopamine levels would go up.
A pretty girl?
So, pretty girl.
A pet? A little puppy?
Yes, petting
joy.
Animals. Joy.
Fun.
It's this
not
pleasure.
Anger. Not anger.
No, that's the amygdala, which is another part of the brain.
But does that secrete anything?
Yes, they all have different brain chemicals. There's about 300 different brain
dopamine is not associated with negative feelings?
No, it's...
I know it could
pleasure,
be negative behavior.
It triggers pleasure, and then it goes up to the frontal lobe, which I call the president in the book, and that helps you pay attention, control your impulses, sit still, etc. Now, for your 3rd or 4th grade boy, we're hoping they can do that fairly well. They don't do it as well as females.
So a default state of a boy, no matter what, they have a struggle because they're losing dopamine.
Well, puberty, all of them do, including girls.
Right.
But before that, the dopamine system for girls works more effectively in controlling the rest of the brain. So in the president, you'll see if you give a test, girls are about the 80th percentile for staying focused in school, organizing.
And boys?
Boys are about the 50th percentile.
So if I was to ask an obvious question, I don't want an answer for right now, but if their dopamine gets lowered, why not just feed them dopamine? I mean,
well, there's things you can do to increase dopamine naturally.
Right, that's what I want to talk about, but I want to ask Gerald what he wants to say. Go ahead, Gerald.
Yeah, so you struck a nerve with me because in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 13, soon to be 14-year-old son, and sometimes I just want to choke the life out of him in front of Jesus.
Okay, so
he is a really good boy.
Yeah.
He has good grades. Nothing disruptive, but as he is progressing in his age, I seem to he starts to push the buttons.
Like, what do you mean by that, Gerald? What do you mean by that?
He will say or do things that he knows, and I know he knows, is going to get under my skin or mom's skin.
Does he get when kids get a rise out of that conflict, is that to raise their dopamine? Are they craving dopamine?
Sometimes they will do different things to get their dopamine levels up, but this is also part of just normal emancipation.
Just normal.
And wanting to grow up. It's no different than when elk start to get horns.
Yeah.
When they're younger, they live with women.
Yeah.
When they start to get horns, the women kick them out because they know they're going to start coming after them. And that's your middle school boy.
Gerald, here's part of the reason I had Craig on. We get a lot of calls about kids and about school and about issues, but I wanted to know what's normal, and then even when they're normal, they need help. They need your help and guidance. But when there is something awry, I mean, it's just not normal or not like the majority, learning disabilities, ADHD, autism, anxiety disorders, depression. I want to talk about those too, but I want to separate them first because I think every parent would say, oh yeah, my kid has everything because they are so disappointing at a certain age. So here's what I want to do. I want to separate the normal and the abnormal, as we call it. And for those who are flower children and don't believe there's any abnormal, sorry, there is. There are things that are abnormal. And I think, Craig, from your book, you're going to tell us how to key into if there's something wrong, and a lot of that will be if they pick up on social cues. You have a big thing about kids being social.
Yes. That's
so
their
it's
future.
Important. That's their whole future.
To your comment about normal and abnormal, the technical term would be neurotypical and
Okay.
neuroexceptional.
Good.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a little more correct.
On the part where a kid does not pick up a social cue. Yeah. Give us an example of what you mean by that. People might say, what is a social cue? What is he talking about?
So if you think about, let's take a middle schooler, 6th grader, walking into a middle school classroom. It's open seating, right?
Yeah.
When you hit the door, your brain has about a second or two to figure out, well, where am I going to sit? So if you can think back yourself to middle school, what kind of things would you think? Go into a classroom. You walk into the door.
Okay, you want to know when I was in middle school, I would think, okay, I want to get a seat quickly.
So just grab a seat.
Where I want.
And what might you want?
The back.
The back. So if you didn't do your homework, if you want to talk, you go for the back, right? If you notice one of your classmates.
I wanted to go in the back to observe, but okay.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I wanted to observe, and then I wanted to get the jump. Basically, for some reason I thought in the back would be better, but that's not about me.
That's a lot of times where the kids
go. So what were you getting at? What do kids think?
The kid hitting the door, there'll be the social butterfly. In 2 seconds, we'll look around to see who's friends with who's saving a seat for someone.
They assess the room.
They assess the room.
Right.
Who likes somebody.
Doesn't everyone do that?
Who's your enemy? No.
Okay. So what's the other thing?
So then females are about the 76th percentile for doing that in the positive.
Okay.
Males are about the 50th percentile.
Okay.
Kids who are lower on that, and I call it the mirror spectrum, they may just look for an empty seat and that's it. And they go sit down.
Why?
Next to because they don't observe all the nonverbal. They're not thinking about the nonverbal.
Let's talk about some obvious social cues somebody may not pick up on. I mean, are there obvious ones? That's not obvious to me. What's obvious?
All of those things would be including thinking about your environment, thinking about politics of the situation, but it's also a tone of voice, right? Somebody's tone of voice. The teacher's tone of voice. So if the teacher says, okay, kids, sit down, that means you got a couple seconds, right? If the teacher's yelling, kids sit down, or has a gruff tone, that's telling you got to hustle up.
You gave an example one time that Griffin repeated. The reason I mentioned Griffin, he's I guess, lack of a better word, like a stepson. So here's what Griffin said, that you walked over his feet and you went somewhere and came back and walked over his feet. So if a kid sees an empty seat and there are a bunch of kids in the row and they go for that seat and just walk over people's feet, and those people are going, ooh, ow, ow. Then 5 minutes later, he goes to the restroom, does the same thing. Is that an obvious example of not
let me just back this up. Because
I just want to know, is that an obvious example of social cue, not picking up a social cue?
It could be one of two things. One is not noticing it or not controlling their behavior.
Now, I promise,
that's
Stephanie,
a different part of the brain.
I promise I'll let you talk right after this. Stephanie came in because she used Craig really as a coach to raise her son, and she believes that parents really should read this book. That's why she's here. And Griffin's mom. So I'd like to talk about how parents listening right now can tell if they should be concerned, or even if they're not concerning, even the so-called normal kid, what can we all do to make them turn out better?
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom
I
Martino.
wish that Craig had been with us like every week.
When you started going, okay.
No, I wanted to explain.
We're not on the clock right now, so if I go a little long,
Are you sure?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Let me.
No, because it's a great story, and I always Tom took it a little tiny bit out of context, but Tom has watched your magic, and he's like, let's get him on the show. Not that he's ever had any personal experience with you, but I always say Craig Nippenberg is the best kept secret in Denver. But you're not a best kept secret anymore because now you have a #1 on Amazon.
Can we go off? Craig, I'm going to give you some really hard
decent shape for the lunch hour drive. The weather forecast going to be sunny today with a dropping high of 55. Tonight, mostly clear overnight and a low around 28. Right now, mostly cloudy in Denver and 53 with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Doctors support removing patients from surprise medical billing disputes so independent healthcare experts resolve disagreements with insurance companies. The insurance company solution is to pay less for your health care. Tell Congress stand with doctors and patients to end surprise billing. Paid for by Doctor-Patient Unity.
Let's talk about Icon Eye Care. I had a clear lens exchange. What is that? I had my lenses taken out, new ones put in that focus. It is like a basically cataract surgery, but I didn't have the cataracts. Now, you can have that done, or you can have LASIK done. To the home of the low-cost LASIK. They do cataract surgeries. They do all eye care. IconEyeCare.com, 866-GOT-ICON, 866-GOT-ICON, IconEyeCare.com.
Income is the outcome that matters most in retirement. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I've been in retirement planning and wealth management for over 37 years. If I doubled your
so my
portfolio...
question is, 26-year-old, is it too late?
Is male or female?
Male.
His brain won't be done growing in those areas until he's 28.
So he had a traumatic brain injury when he was 8.
Yeah.
It's been quite the road.
Yeah.
What part of his brain?
Frontal,
left frontal lobe.
President.
Yeah. But he graduated college and stuff, but he still has issues with self-esteem and just all these other things. And Craig, he looks like a soap opera actor. He's like the most gorgeous son, and he's sweet, and he loves the Lord. I mean, honestly. If he comes home at Christmas and I bring him in to see you, I mean, but he may be staying. I don't know what's going to happen. We're trying to figure it out. He's just trying to figure out how to launch and who he is, and he's struggling. Failure to launch.
Do I have another spot coming up?
We have a lot of those kids, but we also do psych testing. And if there's some more testing, it would be beneficial.
Get to the bottom of it. Yeah. It's a matter of him wanting to come in.
No, they're mine.
I'm an adult. No, it's okay. I may have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have any of Mark's up here.
Did you hear Tom? Duh. Did you?
Tom, I took
you know who he's
doing.
doing.
I'd call him back when you were done with this. So just let me know when you're
And he says, what do you need to get into that college? The ability to fog a mirror? That's what, because Tom can't understand all these entitled kids because he was on his own since he was a teenager. So he's just looking at all this like, oh my God.
I didn't understand it either. You're right. You think it's easier because they're entitled, and it's not.
No.
You know what he told me? He said, Stephanie, do you have any support groups you could get involved with? And this is when Griffin was getting into the teen years, and I said, why? And he said, because you're about to enter a Class 5 water rapids adventure, and you're going to need to put on your helmet and grab onto the side of the raft and hang on for dear life. And he wasn't kidding. Because Craig is also a single dad. He... so he was, he could really get it.
We had 2 perfect girls, and then the son came.
There's a difference.
Wow.
There is a difference.
And like I said, a lot of it is them trying to adjust in today's world. Today's world's tough for boys.
Oh, it is.
It really is.
And that's because of the brain wiring.
So, brain wiring?
Well, yeah. We're not designed to sit in school and pay attention and then go home and do homework. Girls' brains are better designed. Male brains were designed to hunt, fish,
Well, and I put Griffin, with the Dominican nuns, and they were just... So their punishment was, okay, now you sit in from recess, and you don't get any social interaction at lunch. So then by the end of the day, he was just swinging from the chandelier.
Well, that's what I say. Most boys, what's your favorite class? Recess.
Oh, they'll all tell you that.
Or gym. Yeah.
So he would race everybody up the stairs, and there was a detention, and then he would race everybody down the stairs, and then he'd get slingshots and see how far they could flick whatever piece of paper. Yep. Yeah. You know who really gets it, though, I think, are the Jesuits at Regis. He never had it.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com. That website says it all. You have no doubt what Blake Harris does. He's an expert at estate planning. But he can also help you with an immediate need. If someone died and you need someone to take over the probate, or you need someone to look at this trust, or you need an immediate case, he can handle it, including litigation. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Blake is an expert at forming, amending, dissolving all kinds of trusts. You can do living trusts, revocable, irrevocable. The main deal, asset protection. That's what you need. That's what he can do. Asset protection is so important. Even if you think, all right, I'm not rich, you need it, because any estate over $100,000 needs asset protection, because those are the targets, not the ultra-rich, believe it or not. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. He gives his cell number. That's how close he is to you. You can text or call him right now. 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171.
.com.
They say boys don't cry.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Listen, Gerald has another question about his kid. Here's what I want to say, okay? We have an expert on the kid's mind, basically, and his firm takes care of all his practice. They handle all kinds of kids. The book is about kids, their mind, called Wired and Connected. but he personally has made it an emphasis on boys, and I love talking about young men and their special challenges. Basically, here's where we're at if you're just tuning in. We're talking about a kid's mind and how they normally develop. They normally lose a lot of dopamine around puberty, which changes their behavior. I give it the old syndrome, where they're just and yet there are some kids left on their own that will develop quite naturally, and others won't. And it all has to do with how they interact with others. And Gerald has a question, then I have a question. Like, I just want to know, what should parents look out for? When do kids need more help than others? Like, if they're developing normally, what do you do? And if they're not developing normally, what do you do? Gerald, what is your question?
My question would be, what is the difference between male and female? My two oldest are only 2 years apart, and I feel like my son doesn't relate to me as much as my daughter, even though we're part of the Boy Scouts and we do all that stuff, but like-minded, because I'm in sales, so my daughter is way more outgoing than my son. And I just want to make sure, like, is there anything that I could do to, bounce the table, or are they just, they're who they are?
Okay. Yeah. Turn on the mic first. There you go.
Gerald, I have a 8th grade daughter, and then I also have a son who's in medical school now, and completely different parenting experiences.
Okay.
With my son, we did all these adventures. We've climbed mountains. We all sorts of stuff.
He's having
with
just the
very
opposite.
little discussion.
So why
with my
does
daughter,
one kid?
It's nonstop talking.
So why do parents sometimes relate to one kid other than another?
Part of
and
it,
they're afraid to admit they have a favorite parent.
Most parents have one of the kids who's going to fit their own brain configuration a little better.
Is that what it is, basically?
Yeah. So in the book, I have like 24 different combinations based on 3 brain areas. And when the child is closer to yours, you generally tend to have a little bit easier time understanding them.
Now, is there anything specific he can do to improve the other? Do you look for
well,
ways?
If his son likes doing scouting and stuff, I was a scout, keep doing that. You just make yourself available. Sometimes a lot is said in silence. Just hanging out with your kid, driving in a car.
Oh, no, I'm already the assistant scoutmaster, so I mean,
cool.
I'm there.
That's
but
great.
I just don't.
It's your brain configuration, Gerald. That's what he's saying. It's something you really can't change.
But it is making those.
That's
It's
good news.
It's having that time where you're just together. I do talk in the book about fly fishing for feelings, so you do have to go more than just saying, "How was your day?" You'll get the F word, which is fine. So you have to think of specific things. Maybe from scouting, you bring up you had a camp out. You talk about, oh, how that one kid almost fell in the fire, and you have some bait you throw out there.
Yeah, and the other response is, I don't know, but they never say, I don't know. There's too much effort. It's, I don't know. Listen to how they say, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
how's I don't know.
Well, one of the other things with puberty, so again, part of that is they're trying to block you out of their world.
Okay.
They're going to tell their friends
All
much
right.
more than you, and they want you sort of out of the world. Teens have their own secret little language that they use to keep the adults out.
So my question, if left by default, the normal social interactions are what?
They get very excitable. So this is the
normal
puberty brain. The normal kid.
Okay.
They're bored, and then they look for excitement.
Okay.
So that could be horsing around in class.
And they have
right?
friends too,
Joke,
right?
And they have friends. And
What else?
usually the ones that like to joke around in class hook up, and they're always joking around in class. They can also seek high stimulating things. Now, what you're hoping is it's sports. It's learning the guitar, music.
Right.
It's not playing gaming all day, which jacks your dopamine levels up like 16 times. And it's not pot, which also jacks your dopamine levels up 16 times. And that's where...
Why is gaming negative? I can see where pot would be.
Gaming really cranks the dopamine levels up. If you play 20 to 30 minutes, it's great. It's a great way to be single-minded and relaxed. Adults can do it.
Yeah.
Parents who do it with their kids have recent
But if you do it too much, what's the danger?
Your dopamine levels keep going up too high. And when they get up too high, you become singular focused. The brain is just obsessed with what you're doing. And once you stop playing, your dopamine levels crash back down. And
Can it
there's a
rewire your
moodiness.
brain?
You get kids used to that level of dopamine juice, yeah. They sort of need it. Their brains continually need that high level of stimulation.
So what is abnormal, or whatever word you have for it, it's out of the ordinary development when it comes to a kid. And, you know, is it a loner? What is a loner? Can a loner be? You hear that about kids, the school shootings. Oh my God, they always say that. He was a loner.
Yeah. And you are going to get kids who are lower on the what I call the mirror spectrum, where they don't know how to read social cues. They're not connecting with other kids. They're isolated. They're at home on a computer all day. Rigid thinkers. They struggle the most in that area. You also have kids, though, that maybe who just are more introverted. They like smaller groups. They like just kind of chilling.
So how do we know of our kids developing normally? You know, we don't think twice about going to a pediatrician to have something checked. Yeah. Is there a such thing, really? And why would there be a problem with having your kid checked?
Oh, there's none.
I mean socially. I mean, going to someone like you and saying, what do you think?
Yeah. I do that as I'm the consultant at St. Anne's Episcopal, and we talk about students all the time with the teachers. They pick my brain.
Okay.
And most of the time,
it's
I'm
a
like,
checkup.
That's normal. That's just normal behavior.
Or Tom, like let's just say your kid comes
By the
home.
way, this is Stephanie Riggs, and she used Craig Nippenberg extensively through her son's life, and she loves him. So
well,
what
and you know, Matthew 7:15 says you'll know them by their fruit. Let me just say, Griffin's second year at Boston College as the starter for the Division I fencing team. He's a neuroscience major, maybe because
of mess. But
you know what? I got a lot of branding on him. I adopted him when he was about 3, and so he had a lot of issues. But what I noticed is he came home and he said, Mom, none of the boys want to sit with me anymore at the lunch table.
Yeah.
And I said, why is that? I don't know. So then I was driving carpool. I said to little Eric Newman, what's going on? Oh, I can't really say. I said, come on, just help us out. And he says, well, Griffin crinkles his water bottle all the time and nobody can stand it. And so what Craig did was when we walked into the session, I kind of gave him the backstory. He walks across the room. He steps on Griffin's foot, grabs a pen, comes back, steps on his foot again, and then acts completely clueless. And then he says, what's going on? And Griffin said, didn't you know you stepped on my foot? So he mirrored what Griffin did.
And he was teaching him how to
look
observe.
At faces. To look at faces. If people are rolling their eyes or looking at each other going, get a load of this clown.
Right.
And he said, you're lucky, Griffin, that this kid told you what's wrong, because most guys, they just avoid you and they'll never tell you that you're bugging them.
By the way, our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, the HormoneBros.com, they thought it was funny when I picked up that website name, and it tripled and quadrupled their traffic because it just says what they do. The Hormone Bros make sure that your hormones are really where they should be. The HormoneBros.com, including testosterone, estrogen, and they do BioT. The HormoneBros.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Arapahoe Basin.
For the most part, the highway drive in the Mile High City in pretty good shape, with the exception of northbound I-25 on the north end of town. It looks like there's still the left lane blocked off northbound I-25 approaching 120th. Construction the culprit, solid backups to Thornton Parkway, so watch out for that. Not seeing delays on the southbound side. Crash off highway being cleared at 38th and Lowell to watch out for as well. The rest of the drive across town in fairly decent shape. Looks like got a crash in the foothills, eastbound I-70 at the summit of Floyd Hill. The weather forecast going to be sunny today with a high near 55. Right now it's cloudy and 53. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Arapahoe Basin is excited to announce they are open top to bottom for the 2019-20 ski season. Purchase your Elevation Any Day Pass and elevate your ski and ride experience this winter at The Legend.
70 million malpractice, 23 million defective products. These are just some of the damages awards gotten by Denver trial lawyers. If you or a loved one have been hurt, or if your insurance company is being unfair, get lawyers who know their way to the courthouse through trial. Settling is when you get what you want. Trials are when you have to take what is rightfully yours. Either way, for catastrophic injuries, DenverTrialLawyers.com. Century RV is in 2 locations, up north of the city at I-25 and the 119 turnoff, and then they're out west in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims. What I love about them, they have new and used RVs, and they have a service department up north, 303-453-1111, CentryRV.com in the 100 mark. That's CENTURY, CentryRV.com.
Rates continue to drop. Have you taken advantage, or are you still waiting? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, where all of our loans come with lower fees and low rates. You deserve it. Call 720-895-0500, where we have been serving Colorado since 2001. We are locally owned and operated. We know Colorado, and we know how to help. Have you tried to get a loan and been treated just like another number? Transferred from one person to another? Vague answers? Feel like no one is listening? Take AIM, where what you want matters. Respect and straight answers. And all with the same person from start to finish. Call 720-895-0500. We're the home of one of the fastest growing loans in Colorado, the Asset Manager. More Coloradans are switching to this loan than any other. Why? It allows you to pay thousands less in interest, have lower payments, access your equity for 30 years, and own your home in half the time. Find out why it could work for you. Affordable interest mortgage. Call 720-895-0500 now and keep more of your money. And MLS 298191, regulated by DORA, equal credit lender.
If you have traditional insulation in your walls, you're probably paying too much on energy bills. You need the right insulation for true efficiency. Whether upgrading or building new, you need the incredible Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. This is not the foam you see in cans at big box stores. This is advanced injection foam, filling wall cavities, maintaining R value permanently in all temperatures. No hassle application. Injected from outside the home, compacting existing insulation, filling every nook and cranny around it. Retrofoam is environmentally friendly, no off-gassing, and can even make your home up to 80% quieter. Comfort, lower energy bills in a day or less. What are you waiting for? You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. Call Rocky Mountain Retrofoam now. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333. And see their amazing video at foamyourwalls.com.
Some guys are okay with settling. Other guys just want to do things right. That's why they use Gold Bond Men's Lotion with intensive moisturizers and skin strengthening proteins. For skin that looks and feels good, don't settle. Go for the Gold Bond. You work for the sweat. You respect the sweat and never regret the sweat. You've got Gold Bond powder. Fights wetness, odor, and relieves itch. Keeps you feeling fresh, cool, and clean. Gold Bond. Respect the sweat.
Use as directed.
What would you like to be better at?
Dancing.
Poker.
Yoga. According to a study, CVS customers are better than most at something important, staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. So get a free prescription savings review. Plus, earn up to 50 extra bucks rewards each year for filling. Because of the things you could be better at, staying healthy tops them all. Treat yourself well at CVS. Terms and conditions apply. Not all prescriptions eligible. See our pharmacist or cvs.com/rx savings or /rx rewards.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center for your hearing needs. If you have a hearing loss or if you have tinnitus, which is a ringing in the ears, here's the deal, okay? Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa, they have developed techniques for helping this. They have products that have come out for masking tinnitus. There are some programs that actually eradicate tinnitus, believe it or not. And here's the deal. All you have to do is consult them. They love helping people, whether it's a hearing loss or tinnitus, one or both. They're at Hampton and Clarkson. There's a urgent care building there. They're on the second floor. And you know what? You can just go and talk to them or give them a call. They let you try everything before you buy. That is so critical. Here they are, 303-534-0163.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW. Then you can hear Dan Kaplis impact your life this afternoon at 4.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Frank Duran, realestateman.com. The finest man I know. Plus, whether you're buying or selling real estate, you won't do better. He has stats to actually prove it. You know, he doesn't look like a ball of fire, man, and he's just a great guy. He looks so mild-mannered, but he's like Superman when it comes to negotiating. And that's Frank Duran, 303-920-1622. Let's talk to Eric. Eric, go ahead. What's going on with your remodeling job? And then back to the boy expert coming up in the next hour. If you have any questions on your teen sons, actually daughters too, but if you have questions about whether they're developing normally or not, or what should you look out for, or what is the challenge and why they're acting like they are, give us a call, 303-920-1622. Hi, Eric. Are you there?
Hi.
What's happening?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm waiting, Eric.
Okay. Yes, I call you because some guy gave me your number.
Okay. What happened?
So I work for this guy, but this guy he doesn't want to pay me, and then he paid me, but he give me a bad check.
Hey, Eric, was this the homeowner who paid you, or is it a contractor you were working for?
Yeah, it's a contract.
And this contractor, did you work with him before?
Yeah, I worked with him like 1 year, almost 1 year.
Okay, and during this year of working with him, did you ever have this problem before?
No.
Why do you think you're having a problem now? Is he purposely not paying you because you had a disagreement? Why do you think he's not paying you?
I don't know what kind of problems he has now, but I don't know, understand why.
Well, did you ask him? If you've been working with him for a year and this is the first time you had a problem, did you ask him what is going on?
Yeah, but he always lies. He always say lying stuff.
Something changed, right? What's the name of his company?
Elevation, construction, something like that. Construction, elevation.
Do you have a contract with him, Eric, or is it just a handshake?
Yeah, just a handshake. Yeah.
Now, what did you do for him?
I do remodeling basement. I do carpenter stuff.
Okay, all right. Now, if we call him, will he say you didn't do the work? How can you prove you did the work?
Oh, I got from the lady. I got some letter. He
Good. Here's what you do, Eric. There's a couple things you can do. It's really easy. I know you don't want to hear this one because it sounds like you're friends with the homeowner, but you can put a lien on the house, and then that homeowner can lien on the other person to get paid. In other words, you put a lien on the house, a mechanic's lien, and that homeowner either has to pay you or they have to get that contractor to pay you, or you can turn that lien into a lot of trouble for them. I think a lien would shake up the homeowner, and the homeowner would yell at the contractor, but that's one way of handling it. The other way of handling it is to take that letter you have from the homeowner proving that you worked there and use that to go to small claims court. And you can go to small claims court and you can sue for what you're owed. Now, you can't sue for triple the amount because you were not an employee. So, do you know how to go to small claims court?
Yeah.
It's easy. Now, we also can call for you. When somebody said, hey, Eric, call Tom Martino, that's what they probably were thinking, that we would light a fire under this company. So it's called Elevations. Do you have a number and a name of someone there, the owner or whoever is writing you checks?
Yeah, the owner is Jason.
Okay, now listen, here's another thing, Eric. That bounced check is evidence of fraud. You can actually use that and that alone to sue the guy and win. So don't get rid of that bounced check. Okay, Daff, if you want to call, or we'll assign it to someone, and we have a lot more to talk about.
Listen at 5 after the hour for your next shot to win up.
Category?
It was like...
I need to use the restroom. Anybody want anything?
They said thank you for the letter of recommendation. For Chris Lane. Yeah, I sent you the text, and I sent it to Chris as evidence that it's done. Yeah, because I thought you had told me, or I read it somewhere.
For like 2 days, it was #1 under elementary age children. But it varies day to day. It depends on how many people download it. It was on ebooks.
So now, have you ever reached out to Ross Kaminsky?
No.
He's great. He comes on before Tom.
Oh, really?
He does morning talk. Yeah,
okay.
That's the morning drive, and then.
Oh yeah, he's looking for him. In fact, Shannon left. He was his producer. The guy was. He helps line up stuff too for him.
Good. So I think Craig would be a great guest, don't you think?
I think he asked about you. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Tom said something to him.
Okay, that could have been. Yeah,
you know what? I have Ross Kaminsky's. Because remember with Priscilla and all that stuff with Hope Haven and Rwanda. Remember when Priscilla came? So he had her come on, and she did a fantastic job. And Craig's great too. Obviously, this affects everyone.
Sure,
you know.
absolutely. No, he's always looking for.
Right. Craig would be great on Ross's show. I'm trying to think of who else.
As far as here, it wouldn't be good for the next. No, I think here and Ross's are really the only two shows.
Yeah, Ross Kaminsky. Okay, let me just see. I think I have his email.
Yeah. That's my phone. So
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
So your book is strictly for the younger.
It's K through 6.
Okay.
Male and female. The next one would be, if I had done the teen and young adult brain, it would have been 500 pages. Nobody would have bought it.
Oh,
So I cut it off at like 6th grade. So it goes through
Okay.
6.
No, I think women have a harder time relating to guys because they don't understand. Because I can look back and say, well, I was like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what my dad always says when we call. But, I was raised with all girls. So Griffin, but here's the thing that saved Griffin. Isn't he the sweetest pea? Greg. He's so sweet, and he was so cute. But, oh, did they want to string him out, all those nuns. And I just would look at him, and my heart just would sink, because I was like, you guys, stop making him sit in from recess. Stop making him sit in from lunch. He's going crazy. Oh, they just did not get it. I said, why don't I'll come over here and supervise. Let him run around the neighborhood like 10 times. He'll come back. He'll be cool as can be. That would be fun for him. That's not punishment. See, and I went round and round with these.
Catholic schools are all about punishment.
Oh, they're all about punishment and sitting out.
MPB's not too much though. When my daughter goes to MP, most precious place.
And I love those ladies. I just was like, oh, Griff.
But even boys are used to roughhousing, and nowadays you push somebody, you get assault.
Right. Well, so you know what? Truly, sports saved him. Sports,
absolutely.
Cross country. I remember never had a behavior problem in cross country because he just run like a crazy. Then he was just cool.
But even roughhousing, wrestling around, getting in a fight, whatever, it's
that's all part of it.
Today, it's like you're a criminal.
You are.
I mean, a friend of my son's, he pushed a guy, and they took him to assault. They sent him to court, and he was like,
"Are you serious?"
Yeah, I'm serious. Cherry Creek.
No, we're going crazy over here. So, Tom, what's Ross Kaminsky's? Would you just send it to me? Ross Kaminsky's contact? Because I think he would be a good one for Craig. Craig knows Dan Kaplis, so he left him a book.
Or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit?
No, but let's give that to Ross Kaminsky.
Discover is now offering FICO credit scores.
You made it out to K-How?
For free.
Then let's give it to Ross.
And checking your score.
Does Ross have a mailbox or something?
He already had a date. He's going to court on the 28th.
You should check to see if your current credit card is the best fit for you.
Tom, does Ross Kaminsky have a mailbox?
Go to discover.com/credit scorecard.
Yeah, but I'm going to give it to him personally. You don't want to do it.
Tom will give it to him personally.
Give it to Daphne.
Okay, give it to me, sweetie. I'll take care of it. We're going to give this to Shannon and Ross Kaminsky.
I probably should read the book.
Well, you can borrow mine. We're going to leave this for Ross to get him.
Oh, but it's just up to 6th grade, though.
It only goes till 6th grade, Daph. It only goes through 6th grade.
MSNBC and CNN.
K through 6th grade.
But she'd still understand.
The city of Denver has a budget for next year. The city council
a bit beyond that.
Yeah. But boy, it's insightful.
One member of the council voted against.
No, like I said, it's crazy. I would say social media and today's standards for boys.
Now the youngsters who need the horse corral, the kids have to stay even smaller. So that the corral that the horses ran on like we used to. We had that. But we had huge corrals. And now the
Oh, it's awful.
1 minute.
So, Craig.
Very slow on northbound I-25 through Thornton and Northland. Roadwork has
So the two biggest problems facing the kids today, social media and the pressure about college? School? Yeah. You know, Tom, we didn't have that growing up. Social media, pressure to go to college. We had a huge area we could play and run. Now it's like, don't you feel sorry for kids?
But don't you think, I think schools basically showed people that they were a failure unless they went to college.
It is 55 right now in Denver. With your
and that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why we're missing so many great 80s.
Need an emissions test?
Save time. Avoid visiting Air Care Colorado on Mondays, especially the last Monday of the month. Visit in the middle 2 weeks instead. Info at
And it's not a failure to be a trade
aircarecolorado.com.
person.
Thanks for doing your share for cleaner air.
Hi, it's Dave Logan for Online Trading
It's a
Academy.
lot better than having a $1,000 loan where
market
there's
go up
agree
or
that
down
you can
and
make
how to plan for a bad
$30,000.
economy. If it's time to take control of your
And live in the basement, work at Panera.
Online Trading Academy is the place to start. They will
Tom, 20 seconds.
No, seriously, they treat boys and stuff
Trading
like that.
Academy, the only financial educator that I personally endorse.
I was a good kid,
For their
and I'll
free
guarantee you,
half-day
I would have been in so much trouble nowadays.
Today is class-based is limited. Online Trading Academy, 303-632-0767.
Integra Insurance, it is the place to go for health insurance, bar none. You never save money going direct. In fact, you probably make a lot of mistakes. Integra Insurance, they will help pick the right insurance for you when it comes to health insurance. Open enrollment goes till January 15th. Then you can't make any more changes to your health insurance. Do it now in open enrollment. Health insurance made simple and smart. The number 466-5500. 303-466-5500. IntegraInsurance.com.
My garage doors at ankmar.com. Everything doors since 1956.
So you don't think changing
your shot at
today's social norms
now. Text the nationwide keyword TAR to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's TAR to 200-200.
It just kind of keeps getting worse.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Don't let the name fool you. They also do kitchens and baths and basements, but they do siding and windows and gutters and more. That is GenesisTotalExteriors.com. And in this, believe me, if you listen to this show, you know why I tout home improvement contractors you can trust, because you can't trust them in general. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. So Tim held earlier. I want to get to him. Tim, what's going on with Lowe's?
Well, we bought a laminate floor and had it installed and used their installers, and everything went great. The floor looked awesome.
Yeah, until it didn't.
The installers were there when they, but then we looked at our refrigerator, which is stainless steel, and it was scratched.
Uh-oh. Is this a shiny? Is this a flat surface or a shiny surface? Stainless.
A shiny surface stainless.
Okay, so
and
that's hard to get out, but they can be rubbed out or whatever. However, here's what I want to know: do they acknowledge, first of all, they did it, or are they saying you're just trying to get something free?
No, they sent the installers out, which I then learned that the installers don't actually work for Lowe's.
Oh, hold on. Here's what I want to know. Do they admit that the damage was done?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have that in any kind of writing?
No, not in any writing. They are back in touch with me trying to fix.
Okay, that's good news. That's good news, Tim. Tim,
order a door.
If the installers do not work for Lowe's, who hired the installers?
Well, it had to be Lowe's. I didn't.
Okay. I mean, sometimes they have you sign something, but you didn't pay the installers, right?
No, I paid Lowe's.
Good. Then it's their problem. I agree with you. So what are they doing that you don't like? Why are you calling?
Well, I guess I'm calling because they said she said she found something on the internet, a product that would supposed to get rid of scratches in stainless steel.
Who did?
So the company that's with the installers.
Okay. You know that, listen, can I say something? I know for a fact, being that I messed with airplanes for many years, they're aluminum, they're not stainless, but I know there are polishes that can go pretty deep and get out imperfections. And why wouldn't they be available for stainless? I'm not saying yes, but at least try it. It doesn't hurt to try.
Well, that was my question to you. I mean, I want to be reasonable, but what should my expectations be?
It should be as perfect as it was before. You have every right to say, look, I'm not taking it if it's a pretty big, like you look at it in the light and it looks all swirly and crazy. No. I'm saying at least give them a chance. There's no downside.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to give them a chance. I guess I was just asking you, if I did it myself and put this product on there and it made it a lot better, but it's not perfect, I might be satisfied.
Well, hold on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You don't have to be satisfied. You have to be like it was before. But sometimes people don't remember what it was like before, and now their eyes are drawn to it, and they want actually more perfection than they had before. So what you need to do is really be honest with yourself when they try to fix it. But you have every right to want it exactly the way it was before it was scratched. That's it. You have every right. There's nothing wrong with it. There's another situation. Listen to this. Let's say they polish it and it's pretty good, but there's still a scratch or it's still not perfect. You can do a site allowance. There are people who say, you know what, I'd rather not have it, but if you give me a few $100 or whatever, that'll be fine. They pay for the damage. They pay for the site allowance. They pay the site allowance. So that's up to you personally. Only you know.
Okay, that was my other question, beyond the fact that it's not perfect like it was, or, I mean, back
How
to
deep is
the
it?
way
If you
was.
if you put your fingernail across it, do you actually feel that scratch?
You can on one.
Well, then that's bad.
Yeah, the one is really bad, and then there's about 3 others that are really light.
There are people that specialize in taking scratches out. I wouldn't let them do it. I wouldn't let them buy something and do it because they could make it worse. I mean, are they prepared to buy you a door? Or maybe, I don't know, sometimes those stainless panels are replaceable. Are yours?
No, they actually looked to see if they could find a door, and according to her, they can't find a door.
All right, so listen. Some of those panels, though, can be replaced. I would get an appliance place to look at it. I would also, send us a photograph, please, and then I would allow them to make an attempt to fix it. I would. Bob, this doesn't surprise me if you say you were scammed by timeshare, because all timeshares are a scam. So how were you scammed more than usual?
Well, this is my third time around, and actually we do enjoy our timeshares. So, initially I don't feel scammed by the timeshare people. We have a really old one that's real reasonable. And we use it quite a bit. And then we have a top-of-the-line timeshare. But I'm being contacted now for the third time by companies that say they want to buy it or rent it.
No one wants to buy it or rent it. There is no market for timeshare. They're lying to you. They want money from you. They want to scam you. Listen, trust me when I tell you there's no way out of a timeshare except by a settlement made directly with the developer who agrees not to come after you. Because even if someone takes it off your hands, you sell it, you still have recourse, meaning in the original paperwork it says if you sell or transfer for any reason and those new people don't keep up the obligations, they have a right to come after you. I can tell you there have been people after 10 years haunted by back HOA fees and all of that because they thought they sold it. So if you want to get out of it, there's one way that we know on our referral list, the Fin Law Group. That's if you want to get out of it. If you don't want to get out of it, if you're one of the few 1/10 of 1/10 of 1/10 of 1 of 0.000000001% that really like what they have, then fine. But I would say this. The Fin Law Group are legit. 303-713-TALK. Listen. When we come back, I have more questions. I have some emails for Craig Nippenberg. The book is Wired and Connected. I'm not selling books, but it's a great book. What I really want to talk about are your boys to men, and the special challenges and what you should be concerned about. Now, Billy, if you say Medicare is not paying part of your medical bill, Billy?
Yes.
Medicare only pay as part of your medical bill to begin with. What exactly? Do you have a supplement?
I have Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
As a supplement?
Yes.
Or do you have Medicare Advantage?
I went to the hospital.
Do you have Medicare Advantage?
I have Medicare.
Okay, do you know if it's Medicare Advantage or Medicare Part A and B with a supplement? Do you know?
A, B, and a supplement.
Okay, and you went to the hospital, and how much of your bill is not being paid?
The whole bill, $3,100.
Well, why would that be? There's something obviously wrong. Why are they not paying? Did they tell you why?
They're saying they're not the primary insurer.
Why is that? Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Do you work?
I had Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And
wait. You don't have Blue Cross, Billy. Do you have Blue Cross and Blue Shield along with Medicare?
Yes.
Well, do you have them as your supplement or do you have them as your primary care?
It happened right when I turned 65. And both insurance companies are saying they're not the primary.
Well, I don't even know why I don't even know why when you turned 65, Billy, that you even bothered keeping Blue Cross and Blue Shield, or did they overlap?
I had it for 29 years.
It doesn't matter if you had it for 29 years. You don't need it when you get Medicare. That's what's causing the confusion. The confusion is you didn't cancel Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Were you still paying your premiums for Blue Cross and Blue Shield?
I did for like one extra month.
Okay, I get it. Okay, hold on. We need to send this to Integra Insurance and get a report back. Get someone there to help him because it would be like pulling teeth, drilling teeth, a headache, and suicide all in one call if we tried to do it on the air. There's just too much detail. Once we cut through the mustard, then we can talk about it.
Weekdays 2 to 4.
Craig, so is there any hope for Tom's adolescent brain?
Now, listen, so you heard that guy. That guy's just 65, you think?
Yeah.
How old did he sound? I would have said 80.
No, but so Tom was texting me. He goes,
I just got to.
oh, sorry.
I want to tell you about EuroShield. It's a hail-proof roof with a lifetime warranty. Can you imagine having a roof and just saying, okay, forget it. That's it. You don't have to deal with adjusters and insurance and all that. Don't you think they should get maximum insurance discounts? Well, they get some discounts, but Chase Johnson Roofs by Johnson is working with the manufacturer to get higher discounts because it is hail-proof, it's guaranteed, it's lifetime. It recycles tires, so an average home recycles like up to 1,000 tires. What a good feeling. Plus, stunning designs, beautiful soundproofing and insulating qualities. When you see this video of this cannon shooting ice pellets at this thing, you will be amazed at how durable it is. A wide variety of colors. I really love this stuff. It is hail-proof. Did I say lifetime warranty? Look it up. Roofsbyjohnson.com. Roofsbyjohnson.com. The number, 303-719. Roof. 303-719. Roof.
Okay. Wired and connected brain-based solutions to understanding your children. Wired and connected brain-based solutions to understanding your children.
No, it's to ensure your child's social and emotional.
Oh, okay. Here, would you just write it, Craig? I'm sending Ross Kaminsky an email.
Yeah, but if you send it to him, just send it to him like in English. What? Like just saying this helps.
The book. I'm saying the title of the book.
Okay. Because if we
Tom, I can handle it. I can. Just so everyone knows who's watching right now.
This is cool for kids, for people bringing up kids.
You're on.
What's coming in this month, next month, and every
Poor
month
Tom.
thereafter. You'll be able to enjoy retirement to the
So, Craig, do you think you can help? Oh, no,
Retire
no,
with Tucker. You can reach us at
He asked me one time what I thought his maternity level was. I said, what do you think about 18?
303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
This is not an offer.
You should see Craig's face.
These are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
He goes on these shows. He goes on these shows with all these mild mannered, Colorado Public Radio, and all the mild mannered. Then he comes on Tom's show. And he's like,
Well, it's different. It's definitely different, right? What's that? This show's
He's been
different than
doing
other radio
it. How
shows.
long have you been doing this, Tom? 45 years? 45, 46?
But people who take calls, a lot of the shows don't take calls. Yeah, they can bring the show whenever they want. Ross takes very few calls.
But you know what? He took calls when Priscilla was on. They wanted to ask a lot of questions about Rwanda.
No,
I was amazed at how many people were curious after the genocide, because it was 25 years ago.
Certain things that he takes like.
Yeah, people are informed.
Oh, yeah.
Smart people listen to K-How. Oh, I was very impressed with Russ Kaminsky. Yeah. Just a super nice guy.
I told him, I says, I wish you were on the afternoon show. There's no good afternoon show. He says the morning show is really the show.
I think so, because you got everyone going to work. You know, going to the drop-off, and they. That
Did
would
you
be
say Mile High? Oh, I didn't have it on here.
You told me I didn't know that. The morning show dictates what
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Mile High. Now I got to get to that.
Do they hurt? You can turn it down. No, it's the squishy.
No, he means it.
Okay. Those are big ones too.
Do you see what I did? Do you see what I have, Greg?
Yeah. But see,
I didn't want to mess up my beautiful hair.
Because you get these out now. You can't.
Tom, really?
Honey,
He doesn't want to mess up his
okay,
beautiful
Mile High
hair.
State, thank you. Got it. I got another spot.
Only pay for what you need.
Okay, now put in your contact information.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com. You've heard me talk about them. Listen, let me just say this. We need to protect our assets. And our assets. Listen, creditors come after you, lawsuits come after you. This helps you. Why? Because Blake Harris can form trusts. He can help you with beneficiaries deeds. He can help you with all kinds of stuff that you need to make your estate ironclad. Now, you don't have to be ultra rich to be a target of lawsuits. In fact, they can defend them. What you really need is, if you have an estate more than $100,000, you need the help of a pro like Blake Harris. MileHighEstatePlanning.com for forming trusts, amending trusts, for probate, for litigation, for administering the probate. 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171. It's really important that you have someone on your side. You know what to do. And speaking of someone on your side, by the way, I wanted to answer this very quickly. Trenner Law is the name of the intellectual property attorney. Someone's asking that because they say, Tom, I do have an invention. If you have one, you want to have it searched or whatever, Trenner Law, look it up on myreferralist.com. His name is Mark Trenner.
Report is sponsored by Blue Emu.
Cooling temperatures this afternoon after a high of 55, thanks to a busy northeast breeze. Down to 32 tonight with a couple of flurries possible in the northeast plains. I'm meteorologist Bruce Garner, Fox 31.
Oh, thank God, Johnny Mitch for Blue Emu. I used to hit dingers and throw lasers. I had a long and healthy career in baseball. Blue Emu helps me keep my muscles and joints healthy so I can keep playing off the field now. Try Blue
Can you look at this?
You must be a psychologist.
Well, honey,
can you look at this?
Talk station. 630
hold on real quick. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
So, Craig Knippenberg, if we had to sum up your book, how do you sum it up?
It's a brain-based development book that any parent can understand.
What does brain-based development book mean? What does it really mean?
Basically, that every parent can understand 3 areas of their child's brain that make up social, emotional, and behavioral functioning, and explain it to their kids. So is it like an owner's manual? It is. It's an owner's manual for your kid's brain, and you can teach it to your kid.
But can you change things by knowing this stuff?
Yes.
Give me an example of a tip in the book.
Every brain type, as I look at the different brain types, then I recommend structure or more structure, less structure, so parenting strategies for each individual child.
Is our first indication there may be a problem the social interaction? A kid is not... I'm not saying loner, I'm not saying gregarious, but no matter what, they're not reacting or they're not melding. I don't know. Is that your first indication? You have put a big emphasis on social interaction.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously kids are going to struggle academically, but really there's tons of research on how well we relate to others really has a significant impact on our life success.
They don't have to be gregarious.
No. Oh no, you can have kids that are
and they can even be quiet, but it has to be a normal interaction because I can sum up stereotypes I've found over the years. There are, for example, kids that are loners, but they're quite nice. You get to know them and they unfold.
They open up.
But then you have kids. What about this kid? They find a problem with everyone and everything, and they think no one likes them.
Yeah.
What is that something you see?
Some kids have a more negative temperament or maybe a little more angry temperament.
What does
and
that
that
mean
has to do with the emotional system.
What does that mean to you? How do you does it mean that they need counseling?
Often, yes. So I might work with the child, work with the parents. We might have a behavior program and really focusing on looking for the roses in life and not always focusing on the thorns.
If you're looking up Craig Knippenberg, by the way, it's C-R, okay, A-I-G, and then the Knippenberg is K-N-I-P-P-E-N-B-E-R-G, Knippenberg with a K-N, as I said before, like know-it-all. Because, man, it's really cool. Now, Stephanie, I just want to know the number one area that he helped you with. The number one area with a son, number one area that you can think of.
Well, you know, I grew up with all girls, so boys' brains were just out there for me. I think what he helped me do is understand, you know, thinking of the first caller that you had about this, I think we just have to love them right where they are and also be patient.
But what did
Everyone's
he do
so impatient with these kids.
Can you
what
name
did
one
he do?
thing that he did that really changed something?
I think he helped Griffin be okay with being Griffin. You know, I raised a Tigger. He'll talk about the different types of kids in the book.
So
everything was parkour.
Be okay
I mean,
with
we never
who you
walked
are.
from point A to point B. That's okay. Now he's a top athlete. I think that you can just meet your kids where they are. They all don't come the way society wants them to. Like he said, little boys don't like to sit still in class.
But did he make any alterations that helped? Like really change a behavior or at least pointed out a behavior that could help?
Of
like
course.
with the social thing.
Of course. He helped Griffin read people's faces. Griffin is more like you, Tom. You know, most people, when they meet you, they don't understand why you're so quiet and why you just like to sit back and observe.
People would not describe me as quiet, but you're talking about off the air.
On the air, but off
right.
the air, I will tell you, people will say, what's wrong with him? Doesn't he like us?
Yeah.
And I think what Griffin is, you guys are very close when you go flying and all that.
Yeah.
You're very quiet. You both laugh at each other, and you're half the time not that funny. You know, but Griffin thinks you are just the funniest guy, and you think he's funny. The two of you have just this understanding. I think what he helped me do is understand who this boy is.
But did Griffin learn to read social cues better?
Yes,
right out in the open?
Yes, he started paying attention to faces.
Now,
and then, you
Craig,
know, he became very popular.
Craig,
all that was because of Craig.
Why is it that reading people's kids, I mean, why is it that reading faces, she puts an emphasis on, do you really, I mean, do you have to learn as a child to read others?
It basically comes wired into your brain, and everybody's on a different spectrum. So you can see it turn on when the first time you look at that baby. I have a new grandson. He's just 5 days old.
Oh, wow.
And he looks up at you, and you smile, and he looks at you with those eyes.
And that is a skill that will go on into life.
Yes. And everybody's going to be on a spectrum. Some kids have phenomenal mirror systems where they can read others.
Yeah.
Others are kind of in the middle.
Will there be others that always get it wrong when they read a face?
Yes. So when you look at kids lower on the ability to use social cues, what I call the mirror, you're going to see kids in the autism spectrum range that
because
really
they can't
struggle.
read.
It's just
or
the
inaccurate.
mirror development, the brain cell development there isn't there.
All right, Tom, wait, one more thing. I would say if you have a kid right now that's struggling, the number one thing that Craig taught me that I think is now really on the radar, but back then it wasn't, is sleep. I mean, sleep is so critical. It changed my son's life. Athletics, water, anything that works the president, Legos, model rockets, piano lessons, guitar lessons. Work that president. And then I would say also he taught my son how to pray and how to just be still and to really assess life and not just always kind of ready, fire, aim approach.
Yeah. Now, Sherry, who's pointing fingers here? I remember this case, I think. Can you recap it for me? I kind of remember it. Are you there, Sherry?
Yes.
Okay, Sherry, can you recap this for me, dear?
I hope you can hear me.
I can, Sherry, yes. Can you just recap the original problem? Or Daphne, do you remember this original problem? If somebody gives me a few words, I'll remember. You don't remember it, Daphne? Okay, go ahead, Sherry. Go ahead.
2016 Rogue, and when I lost my car in a crash, and I was trying to get the title to come through so that the bank would be paid.
Okay.
There was a problem with it.
Okay, so you're saying that you can't get your insurance to pay because the credit union can't find the title. Is that it?
Well, that was it, but it did clarify the title came through, and that portion of the problem was resolved.
Now, what's still a problem?
The gap insurance tells me I've only had the car for a month, right?
Yeah.
They tell me there are 2 contracts that are adding up to $3,000 that I still owe that they cannot release.
Well, who can't release the contracts?
Well, they're telling me that...
Who's they? Who's telling you? They're telling me. Who's they?
Yeah. It's the total care insurance. It's the gap insurance.
The gap insurance is telling you what?
That there are 2 contracts that they cannot release because it's non-refundable.
Oh, okay.
So
Hold on. What do you mean they can't release the contract? You bought a car, and this car has a value. And gap insurance says they will help you pay off the loan even if the car depreciated faster than your loan balance did, but only up to 125% of value. They're not going to just pay for stupid people who overpaid for their car. Now, they'll pay 125% of value, and they'll put it toward the loan. But are they saying to you that part of this loan is not the car, instead it is like a warranty or something?
Yes, the coverages, yes.
Okay. Well, they're right. This is a deep, dark secret, and they're correct. They will pay gap insurance for a gap in value of the car. They will not pay off an extended warranty.
Okay, so should I go through Nissan and start working on them?
Here's what I would do, okay? Now, your policy, by the way, your gap policy might be an exception, but I doubt it. Most gap policies pay for a gap in value. For example, what if you added a bunch of crap, a bunch of services to that? You can't expect them to pay that. But
I didn't want them.
You wanted them to...
Nissan put it on there.
Well, hold on. You never agreed to the extended warranty?
I had no choice. It was here. This is what you have to get covered for. Sign.
Okay. Sherry, I don't want to get into that now because it's too difficult for you to prove that, because everywhere you sign, there's nowhere that says you have to do it. You were talked into it. I get it. But they can't require you to get it. It's unfortunate, but that's a fight you're never going to win. You signed everything. You signed. How much is owed on the...
The car is now...
I'm not worried about the car. Sherry, I have one question and one question alone. How much do you owe on your loan?
$3,000.
You only owe $3,000 on a brand new car loan.
$3,000 on the loan that I took out on this car because I bought it. It was a lease car, and I bought it.
Sherry,
that month,
all right.
After. Yes.
Right. So you bought the lease car from yourself or from someone else?
Yes. Me.
Okay. So this was a car you were previously leasing, and then you bought it.
Correct.
And when you bought that car, what kind of a loan did you have on that car when you bought it?
I'm sure I don't know how to answer that.
Okay. Well, I can't help that. In other words, you had a loan, or did you pay cash for the car?
Oh, I had a loan.
How much was the loan?
23, I think it was.
Okay, roughly. That's all I need to know. Of that 23, how much of that was for other things other than the car itself? How much of it was for the extended warranty?
I'll just have to throw a number out there. We're looking at probably a couple $1,000.
Okay, so here's what I'm telling you. When you, at the time of the accident, you owed about $23,000.
Yes.
And they're paying you all but $3,000. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How much is your primary insurance paying for? All right. See, Daphne, we can't do this on the air again. She doesn't know enough to help herself. So how can we help her?
Well, and the one part that I didn't realize was I worked very hard on getting that title finally to the right hands, and we did, and I didn't know that, so yay.
That's good, but here's what I want you to do. Just get her all her paperwork. She doesn't even have the answers to what I'm asking. If it all boils down to this, Sherry, if they're not paying for the extended warranty, that's going to be tough. Now you're asking, can you go to Nissan? The people that sold you the warranty, they say there's no refund? Is that what they're saying?
They say that they don't give out the refunds, that I would have to go to Nissan.
I understand that.
There, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot.
I understand that. They're saying there's no refund. I understand that. Okay, go to the warranty company. They're the ones that owe you the money. If the contract says non-refundable, even in those cases, we've been successful in getting people's money back. You got to send the warranty, okay? In fact, Daphne, let's just get all the paperwork. But everyone listening, if you have gap insurance, you will not be paid on stuff other than car value.
This is Denver's
clear. He's all clear.
He's all clear.
They're bringing in a blood specialist now.
Oh.
There's nothing. They did colonoscopy. They did GI. They did heart. They did
It was just
everything.
diet. It was just diet.
He has the worst. Correct.
But I don't understand.
Yeah,
but
and
he eats enough meat that I don't know how he would have a low.
They got him back up to 8. Now he's back up. The red blood cell count, I guess you're supposed to have at 8. He was down to 1. I know.
No, he wasn't down to 1, honey. He'd be dead, but he was.
Well, no, they said he was 1. Now we have an offer from England on the house. Now I don't think they're flying all the way here. So I think that's gonna.
Okay, listen. That is such good news. Can he go on his trip?
No, he has to stay there. They're gonna do all. They're bringing in the blood specialist now. So he had a double shoulder replacement, right? His knees and everything. Offensive lineman. Okay, so this shoulder blew out. And because the metal went through his whole blood system and stuff, they did a settlement.
Okay.
What?
Your ski and ride experience this winter at the Legend.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's how simple it is to make an appointment. Go to that website. What will you find? You will find an independent carpet dealer, well, Buddy and Karen Mitchell. They pass all their savings on to you. They buy in a buying group, just like the big boxes, but they pass the savings on. Now, those savings could be 10%, 20%, 30, 40. They can be up to 40. And they're going to add an extra 5% for the holidays. Plus, you know what they're doing? They're doing some special financing, and that's 24-month financing. You can call for details if you want, 303-456-4660. But you know the best thing to do? Go online, make your own appointment. And that is Simply Floors, Inc., I-N-C, simplyfloorsinc.com.
So Greg, they did a huge settlement with him because when it blew up, the metal got into his bloodstream. So they put another one in. So the first thing I thought was it's coming to roost, right? But they said no, that would be white blood cell count.
What's the name of the book again?
Wired.
Wired.
Wired and connected.
Wired.
Craig Niffenberg. Because there's a lot of wired books out there.
Yeah, and the website's Wired and Connected.
That's great.
No spaces.
I got to say that.
Say that and say the book is.
That's even better than Craig Niffenberg.
And again, it's just for patients. So we talked about
Oh.
Book is cases.
Yeah, I think I talked about, yeah.
That's
you know, the brain
AARP, Medicare
area.
Advantage, Walgreens.com. Limitations and exclusions apply. Benefits and features vary by plan. AARP is not an insurer, doesn't recommend products, and encourages you to evaluate.
So they have no idea what's wrong with him. But he's given up the Mac Daddy fishing trip with his favorite captain and all of his amigos. And no.
When you get life insurance, most people just sit there, and you get this special life insurance called Come to Bank. You put money into it in addition to your premium. The reason it grows tax-free, and then you get to supplement.
So my daughter is a preschool teacher. I think she should read this book because she has a couple of little boys in her class that, like one little boy's really big, but he's only 4 years old, just turning 5, and she said everybody thinks he should be perfect.
So Jack, here's the thing. Why don't you give this to Ross Kaminsky? I told him that Tom's going to have it. You give it to him. Take it home tonight.
One thing that you talked about was it helped you understand him and observe and accept him, and he accepted himself. And you said
well, and also
it helps
the sleep.
You understand. Can I say something? Understanding and acceptance won't sell a book. They want to know, what is it going to do to help me? I'm going to tell you that straight up. If you don't say, this will do this, you will learn how to do this.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
Craig,
saying off the record, this is all.
So Craig, you say that.
Well, I know there is, but we're not saying it. That's the thing. People don't care about understanding. In fact, nobody wants to understand how pain relief works. They don't give a shit. They just want pain relief. That's really what this is, pain relief. And they need to know, what will it do for me? And I tried to ask that question. And I know she meant well when she help me accept him for who he is. Well, who the hell cares about that?
Did you know indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than outdoor air? Hard to believe.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't know he needed more sleep. I didn't know he needed to do frontal lobe exercises. I didn't know he needed to read.
Then I would have answered, this book, or Craig helped me implement actual little changes that made a world of difference.
Well, I said I listed all 5 of them. Yeah. Water, sleep, executive functioning. What was the other one I was missing? Exercise?
Exercise, sleep, limited electronics. Oh, and protein. Healthy eating.
Yeah, I think
protein works best for your brain.
We have such a lazy society that people don't want to hear
right, Tom.
Philosophy. They don't.
Right, yeah.
They want to hear about what it's going to do to help your kid be more successful.
Yeah.
Well, I would say sleep. Man, you were talking about that before. Now it's all you hear.
I'm sorry. Were you talking to me, General? I didn't hear you. What's that?
We call it pain relief for parenting.
Okay.
No,
we're just totally disconnected.
My son without sleep.
I was hearing you totally. So I have no idea what
different
you
person.
Said. Can you talk? I didn't hear you, bro. I'm sorry. I just can't hear you. Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Let's talk about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here's the bottom line. We have one of the foremost experts and authorities on the mind of children. He specialized himself in males, boys to men. This book happens to go K through 6, but it gives you a basis for teenage years and beyond. Craig, will you write a book for 6 and beyond for the teenage?
If my wife lets me.
Will you? Are you thinking about that?
The house, and I do quite a few lectures on the teen and young adult brain because it doesn't fully mature for girls till about 26 and boys about 28.
But the book actually can tell you what to do to change things, to
so
turn things around.
After you sort of understand these 3 major brain areas, then I get into, okay, for this kind of brain, here's what you do.
Yeah.
Here's the suggestions. There's all sorts of subsessions. Like you could just use it as a handbook. And let's say you wanted to motivate your child. Well, you could look up how to motivate my child, and there's a whole list of things to do. You could have family activities to do it with your kid, how to teach this to your kid. You've got a kid with impulse control problems. Here's what you do.
So the tools Stephanie learned, one of them was sleep, something that small. Not just normal sleep. People say, well, everyone knows sleep. We're talking some brains need 14 or 15 hours.
Especially the younger ones. They really need a lot of sleep.
And then hydration. Right?
Absolutely. And, most of us are dehydrated, Tom. We talk about it all the time. Tom's like, I'm so dehydrated. I'm telling you, you don't think as well when you're not hydrated. And exercise, it is so incredible.
Even for kids?
Yes, because you get all that out.
Are there kids not getting enough exercise now because of the video stuff?
At home for sure. And at school, too. School has cut back a lot on PE, In most of the public schools, the PE has been cut back. Less
Are
recess.
there mental games that you can play with your kid to help them?
You can do some gaming, like I mentioned, 20, 30 minutes. That's just fine.
Man, that's not a lot of
what
time.
your kid's struggling with. So let's say you have the kid that struggles with reading other people.
Right.
You can play games with them where you watch a TV show, you turn the sound off to the Disney program, and you help them try to think, well, what do they feel? What's going on in this show? When you go out to a restaurant, you can look around and brainstorm. What are those people feeling? What are they thinking?
If we summarize people who are successful now in life,
yeah,
okay, we can pretty much see there's a direct correlation to reading others and their success, except for Trump. And this is not to bash Trump. I'm not trying to get you in a political discussion. And by the way, it's not a political discussion. But that is a man who doesn't care. And I'm talking as a personality. People don't write to me. I'm not, it has nothing to do with the politics of Republican or Democrat. That man, I said, while I was saying it, most successful people know how to interact with others successfully. But then again, you look at some that were weird, but they got weird, I think, after success.
So one of my favorite
like
movies,
Howard Hughes.
The book, yeah, of course. My book is about girls' development as well. And one of my favorite movies for girls and boys to see, my son loved it, was Princess Diaries. And there you see these girls who know how to read others. They have great social skills, but they use it to manipulate and for power and control.
Okay.
And
so you're saying, so you could argue that Trump does know how to read. He just doesn't give a damn. I mean, I'm not saying...
He knows how to use what he reads to get what he wants.
Okay.
And then in the movie, then there's the princess who finally learns to read people but wants to use it for good. And so
some
in the
people,
book, I address both types of kids.
Some people don't care what others think of them.
They are looking for power and control.
And that can be a negative thing, but it can also be negative if you care too much about what people think.
Yes. And so if you're overemphasizing what others think and feel, then you may give up who you are.
So there's a delicate balance in there.
There's this balance, and I work with kids on
and you
both
talk
sides
about that in the book.
Yeah, that's a delicate
Craig,
balance.
are you concerned with how much we keep hearing about suicides, especially in our community?
I did a piece recently about that. It is very scary. It's dramatically increased in the last year. I had to deal with 4 last spring.
When you talk about,
brutal.
my God, when you talk about a piece, where can people read what you write other than this book? This book, by the way, has its own website, wiredandconnected.com. That's easy. But otherwise, they have to go to your website with your name, right?
Right. And my website for CraigNumberg.com in the book, I've got a series of articles on teens.
So they can go to Wired.
Blog.
They can go to wiredandconnected.com and click over to your website?
Yes. If they go to Wired and Connected, no spaces, wiredandconnected.com, and it also links to our main office website.
Okay, we got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
What's that?
That piece they use on Colorado Public Radio. And it's printed, but I didn't know.
He doesn't care.
Oh, I didn't know if I could say that. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's Teens Under Stress.
It's a podcast.
Radio, it's called Teens Under Stress.
Oh, they can search it?
Yeah.
So they have it on there.
Colorado Public Radio. He just did it.
Okay. So they can find it. Hey, what is it called?
Teens Under Stress.
Okay.
Colorado Public Radio.
I was the brain specialist. And got like 17 minutes on it. It was great. Straight talk. It was fun.
I just want to see how we can Google it. There's a lot of them called Teens Under Stress.
It's got these big letters.
No, they'll find it if they go to the... I just wanted to know if there was a way they could easily find it. Like... Retro or... I missed that last time. Neurohealth. If you are suffering from depression and medicine just doesn't seem to make it, it's called med-resistant depression. You know, there is a clinically proven, FDA-approved approach to this now. It's a non-invasive therapy, passive therapy even. It's called TMS. It's transcranial magnetic stimulation. It supercharges your brain to be more receptive to meds. Now listen, it's a real prescription base. They work with your doctor. This is not biofeedback or stuff you go to a chiropractor's office for. We're talking about a real medical treatment, and it's been proven to effectively help you use the meds you have instead of switching and stacking. In some rare cases, people get off of meds altogether. TMSsolutions.com. 303-928-0499, 928-0499.
Okay, so what? I'm dying. What happened? What was it?
I'm sorry, I just couldn't hear you.
Exertion, dehydration. Resulted in dehydration. And she had temporary global amnesia.
I'm sorry, another pesky spot. You know, this video will sell you. All you have to do is go there and you'll see the best insulation anywhere. Now, it's not for new construction, so it's only for retro construction, meaning retro insulating. If you have an older home, a home with you thought had great insulation, when you see this video, it might change your mind. And when you do this foam injection, it's not a spray on, it doesn't get hard. When you do this foam injection molding, it'll fill every nook and cranny. Your house will be more energy efficient. Some people report savings up to 50%. And 80% more quiet, plus it's environmentally friendly with no outgassing. Man, I love this stuff. Go to this website, foamyourwalls.com. You will see this, and it's so cool. And then if you want more, if you want to get it done from outside your home in a day, 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333.
That's smart understands that sometimes you're
oh my God!
It's like 57.
Yeah, I definitely hate. I hate this political discussion, but I always.
Come on, this guy's an ass. So good luck with that.
Oh, do they want his back?
Yeah.
He's an ass.
Yes.
What do you mean?
He just was, you know, you can just tell when people are that way.
All right.
Daphne, are you trying to say he needs prayer?
Yeah. I just am forewarning Dan that it's not going to be a fun conversation.
Okay. So, you know what? I'm convinced that half these people in the nursing homes that are diagnosed with dementia are just dehydrated.
Yep.
I mean it. So his wife was dehydrated and she had amnesia.
Yeah. It lasts like 9 minutes, but there's no greater chance you'll have it compared to anybody else.
How scary is that? Was she freaking out?
Incredibly hard for 5 days, and then less than 6
You respect the sweat. And never
I'm surprised I haven't had that.
When she rehydrated, she
If you feel it fresh, cool, and clean, Gold Bond. Respect the sweat. Use it directly.
Recently, I presented my federal finances forum
I
to
think
update folks on federal taxes and spending. The sponsor for the event was Wally Smith, CEO of Ridgegate Financial in Denver. So, Wally, you're a financial planner and a fiduciary. How do you help people with their taxes?
The big takeaway for folks was that there was no end in sight to
So what do you think is wrong with my poor dad?
Pre-tax money is really at risk.
Tom says bad diet.
Your IRA, your 401k, any investment gains, capital gains on the real estate you own. They'll tax you on your Social Security.
That can really make you lose all that blood.
Your money until the government takes as much as they want. That makes financial planning all that much more important.
He's got to stay there another day. But he's like, they're saying there's nothing wrong with him.
I know you refer to that as
so how do you
The big lie is
he thought he got food poisoning, but nobody else, everyone ate the same thing. They're like, no.
Right now, taxes.
And then my mom says, do you want to go to a hospital in Cobblestone Lucas? He's like, no. So he canceled his, well, he's supposed to leave today. Is today? No, he's supposed to leave tomorrow. I wonder if he can still go.
Over how much taxes they pay than at almost any other time in their lives.
You're right. Their money isn't really their money to spend.
He wants to go so bad. I don't want that curmudgeon sitting around for 4 days ruining my fun time with my mom.
The real way to figure it out is to get a customized retirement tax analysis. The strategy
no, she said, please don't cancel your trip. I don't want to stay
Why
here.
is Peter Boyle's calling me now? He knows I'm on the air.
How much income you need. We also really focus on getting your assets to the next generation.
And he probably doesn't know you have another hour.
If that's important to you.
So how do they get the free custom tax analysis
from you and your team?
Well, we make it super easy. Just call us at 303 Planner to get started. We can chat on the phone or schedule a private friendly visit at our Greenwood Village office. Just call 303 Planner. 303-752-6637.
So folks, it's up to you. Call now to get your free customized tax analysis. Call right now at 303 Planner. That's 303 Planner.
God, Tom, this is a long time, isn't it, for you? It's a long time for you, isn't it?
Ask Alexa to play 630 KO. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky tackle the liberal left tomorrow morning at 5.
Getting 630 KO from iHeartRadio.
Greg, he's like,
Talk station.
every time I talk.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Chance, I saw you holding there. Talk about Weird people. Hi, Chance. Chance.
Tom, thanks for taking my call.
Chance,
thanks for taking my call.
You're a great guy. This guy literally lives in a van down by the river. What's happening, Chance?
It's more of an RV, and I wanted to mention a couple things. I agreed with you earlier about the way to stream in an RV is just keep it to your phone.
Really?
I mean, the best thing would be to have unlimited data and do it that way, because I've lived in my van, as you call it, more RV.
No, it's a nice RV. It's a nice RV. You do a great. You're a great guitar player. You're telling us about a show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am. And Tom, when you play guitar at my level, you can be as weird as you want. But
yes.
No, I'm just kidding. But I got a gig tomorrow. I wanted to bring up, it's a place called The Venue. I think I've told you about that before. It's
and where
Highway
is it?
36 in Pecos.
Okay.
Off Highway 36 in Pecos there, and I'll be playing from 7 to 9, and it's free. And I thought maybe you would let me play a little bit for you.
Right now?
Yeah, just a couple of chords.
Yes, if you wait, I'll let you play at the end of part of the show. Hold on, just hang on. I'm going to get ready.
And thanks a lot, Tom, for keep doing that for me. I appreciate it.
I will let you know when. I just want to ask Craig Nippenberg a few things, like about his book. But Chance, you're still up right now, so if you want to play lightly under, go ahead, and then I'll tell you when you can raise your volume, and I'll have my board op control your volume too. So Craig Nippenberg, getting the book, wiredandconnected.com, they can see the book. The purpose of this wasn't to sell books, although I love the book. Do you think the book can change lives?
Definitely. Not only for parents and kids, but for teachers, and I recommend it to mental health professionals. I use it in my own practice.
Okay, speaking of your practice, who would want to use your practice? Give me some typical examples.
Our basic sort of bread and butter is kids struggling with social and emotional developments. We have groups for that. Kids where you're wondering about, do they have a learning issue, they need testing, maybe ADHD. Those are the general kind of bulk of kids we see, and we do a lot of parenting work as well.
Okay, do you deal with children on the spectrum?
Yes. Yeah.
You do?
A higher end of the spectrum.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, and that...
Tom, I don't think he'll treat anybody if he doesn't test
them.
He would never
do that.
No,
we see plenty of kids that have been tested elsewhere.
Right.
Okay.
Other evaluations.
But you don't just throw darts at the dartboard.
Yeah.
Definitely you want to evaluate them. That's important.
Yeah.
To evaluate them. What about when we're talking about sessions? You said you have group. You have group at your office for kids.
For kids, pre-K all the way through young adult. And it's a group of 10, 12 kids, 2 or 3 therapists. Very active, very action-oriented. So they're playing games, they're discussing, they all have goals they're working on.
Okay, so when it comes to the individual sessions,
yes.
What about kids that go to school? Do you schedule outside of school hours?
Yeah, our bread and butter is 3 o'clock on. So I'll be there from 3 to 8.
No, that's important to know. Yeah. And it's not a closed practice. You are taking patients.
Yeah.
Okay, and you specialize in boys. Was I correct?
I do girls as well.
Okay.
I do see a lot of boys, just being a male.
But Tom, let people know where they can read about his comments about suicide and teens struggling.
About teens struggling. Teens Under Stress. It's on public radio.
Colorado Public Radio.
Colorado Public Radio.
Website.
And the podcast was called Teens Under Stress.
Yeah, it's an ongoing series.
Colorado Public Radio. Okay, so wiredandconnected.com. I want to get a Chance to be louder now. Chance, can you hear me, man?
Thank you so much, Tom.
Right, don't stop because we're going to end the show with you. So what's the out time, 58:40? 58:20. Okay, turn his music down. Play, Chance. Play your heart out. Play! I'm Tom Martino, and we'll be back here tomorrow.